All right. Good day, Speed Gaming 4. Welcome to another Super Metroid Link to the Past combo randomizer tournament match. fcoughlin versus Total. We're going to call with Fred for fcoughlin because that's his name and that's what he says to go by. And of course, Total goes without saying. My name is Tracy M. With me today is Ancient Gamer. AG, how you doing today?
I'm doing good, and I'm really looking forward to this race. Like you said, it's Fred versus Total. This is a rematch from Group O. Fred actually being the one that handed Total his loss. So this is going to be a battle to decide who goes ahead in the brackets and who's done.
Yep, and we have an interesting. This match is really interesting because we have a Total, of course, who wrote and is the man behind this whole monstrosity, if you want to call it that, giving us a lot of fun, but a lot of heartache at times. Those of us addicted to it. fcoughlin comes to us from the ALTTP randomizer side. Very good at Link to the Past. I don't know what his Super Metroid is like, so that's gonna be really interesting to see.
Yeah, I'm not real familiar with what Super Metroid's like either. Total, like you said, pretty much the father of all this that we're doing. Super nice guy. Big shout out to him. Thank you for all the work that you've done on
Oh,
this thing
for
we can
sure.
enjoy. And
For
that
sure.
being said, I hope this seed drags you.
Well, I just hope for a good close race, so that'd be
All right, and it looks like we're getting started.
okay. Hopefully, we get a little bit of sync here. For now, we'll deal with the timers a little off.
Now, I'm not expecting either one of them to do a play like running down to Blue Brand, some sort of gamble
No.
play like that. Especially Total. He knows exactly what the odds are of
Yeah,
doing that.
yeah. If anyone knows the logic here, it's Total. I mean, there could be something on the morph pedestal. I mean, theoretically, there could be something in the ceiling that would be out of logic. Doesn't really pay to go down there right away this early in the match.
I didn't catch that item in Sanctuary.
And we'll see it on Total side in just a sec. I didn't catch the Lake Hylia Island item. We did see a missile pack in Link's house though.
And Total heading to Uncle, it seems. Fred setting up for the Houlihan early. I like this play.
Yeah, Link to the Past by itself, you're almost always going to run into rupees pretty easily. With the extra Super Metroid, I guess garbage maybe is a strong term because you do need missiles and ammo at some point. But with all those extra Super Metroid items, you aren't quite as guaranteed to get all those rupees. So getting this early rupee drop will definitely allow him to buy bombs. Will allow him to get to Zora earlier. We do see a wave beam at the Uncle, so that's a nice find for Total.
And chat letting us know that there was a bottle on Lake Hylia Island. Thank you.
Okay, well that's an interesting item. They might need to get that. Probably not. There's 3 other bottles in the game, and Sick Kid may or may not actually have anything. That's one of those ones you kind of keep in the back of your mind just in case. Oh, a nice tree pull for Total there, getting 80 rupees out of it.
I like that. I've gotten to where I try to pattern my opening to see if I can't come up with some money or some bombs early to avoid having to dump the time into that hula.
Yeah, absolutely. And Fred's going to go ahead and check the item over here at the race game. Was probably trying to get the 50-50 bomb, didn't get it. Sees a reserve tank, probably not going to pick that up.
Maybe not, but if he doesn't see an E-tank anywhere else, I would just about say go ahead and pick that up.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
Know very well. It's Super Metroid with no E-tanks.
Okay, well, we're going to get boots pretty soon, because you see what that was sitting there on the library?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so morph ball behind boots. Now, to be fair, we did see a seed a couple weeks ago where the morph ball was sitting there on Laser Bridge. So I guess it doesn't guarantee us that we're going to get boots really soon, but we're definitely going to get them. So that's at least a nice.
And that looked like the hook shot.
It was a hook shot. Nice item. My favorite Link to the Past item, actually.
Same. That thing is handy.
It really is. Stuns enemies, kills some enemies in one shot. Helps your movement out. It's just all around a good item. And it's necessary to beat the game unless you can do this hover thing that some people do that I just can't do. Okay, we're gonna
so
see
Total seeing some, what was that? Some missiles?
missiles. Yeah, Total saw some missiles in the Lost Woods, decides not to pick them up. We got some super missiles in the chicken hut and some power bombs. Always good to get those power bombs nice and early. It's ideally you want to have at least 3 packs before you head into Brinstar because that big pink area is very power bomb hungry.
It is, and
yeah.
Bottle Vendor evidently running a 50% off sale today.
Ooh, gloves. That's a nice pickup.
And a little bit more money. Okay.
And have pick 3 hundo, a cane, and a piece
Cane
of
of Samaria also very useful when you're weaponless. I like that for escape if you don't have a sword or a hammer yet. Hook shot doesn't kill those guards, it stuns them. But you can use that cane really easily in there to get through should you decide you want to go that route. Also pretty handy for mini Moldorm, but hook shot will take care of that. And there they are. Fred picking up those boots. I can imagine he's going to hightail it back down to library. And picking up that morph ball. Tracy, did we lose you? All right, Tracy's going to have to do a restart. So you're stuck with me for a minute. What's up, Wesker? Fred decided to go check the back of Escape, which is, I like that move. Typically something you do as soon as you see the glove. And we find the key, some more bombs, and a heart container. So the heart container's welcome. They're still on green mail, but not really what you call a mother load back there. Welcome back, Tracy.
Just got to get everything back up again. Unfortunately, a little bit of an issue with my computer, but we'll be there in a second.
Okay. Nothing really big. Fred found the boots.
Well, I guess we can get that morph ball then.
Yeah, he's picked that up. He checked the back of Escape with that glove. Nothing in there but a key and a full heart container. So he's heading to Uncle now. Total, meanwhile, has gotten his bombs. He's checking out well. He's got his boots.
Yeah, always nice to have those boots. Although, without a sword, that does make it a little bit more difficult. Boots without sword can be a little bit annoying sometimes.
Yes, I remember when I found out that doesn't work. I really thought I was doing something wrong because I bounced off a lot of bushes for it. What is the deal? That wave beam, an interesting item to get early like that, puts wave gate in logic. In combination with speed booster and Varia, it actually puts, well, in combination with Varia, it puts Crocomire in.
Yes, it does. It'll be interesting to see if either one of these guys makes an early croc play once they have access, once they get that Varia suit. Okay, looks like Total going to South Shore. Have we seen that yet?
No, I don't think we have. And Fred demonstrating what I was talking about. And there's the Varia suit.
Nice. Well, that puts a whole lot of Super Metroid in logic. Pretty much everything. Well, I guess the wreck ship. Still need a way to get to the wreck ship, but pretty much everything in Norfair, at least Upper Norfair, we can get to now. That's a lot of items.
Oh, don't despair yet, chat. There's still plenty of troll possible.
There really is. I mean, we're way too early way too early before we can start saying that this is not gonna. It's definitely not an easy seed. At least not yet.
They do have some awesome movement items so far. Got those boots, got the morph ball early. What they're really wanting now is a weapon for Zelda and some help in movement in Super Metroid. They've got the basic equipment. They can get around, but they would really love to find something like speed booster, space jump, even high jump boots, something to help with that movement.
Even bombs. I think I only saw one power bomb pack, though there might have been one while I was out. 5 power bombs is not a nice way to go through the Bryn loop, for instance. I guess that pink Brinstar area just eats up those power bombs. Plus, since we don't have all the safeguards in all the soft lock safeguards in the Link to the Past Super Metroid combo, you can get soft locked. Now, if Total gets soft locked, then
that would be terrible and hilarious at the same. As Reverse pointing out, Fred skipping that key from the guard, but he doesn't need it. He's already checked the back of escape. He just needs to get to that Dark Cross item. Total just finding a heart piece there at Ice Rod Cave, which never has anything in it unless I skip.
That's right. Yeah, I like the just skipping of. I like doing the back of escape first for precisely this reason. One, it makes it so maybe you don't even have to go into the Dark Cross, but two, you don't have to worry about picking up that extra key because the key gets you to the back of escape and you've already gone there. Just bombs though for his troubles.
But that's something he can check off the list. It's off his radar. He knew an item was there. It comes down to it later. He knows he doesn't have to go there. Total, meantime, is going to go check Sasha's class.
Yeah, maybe goes into Eastern after this. Have we seen a map check? Because
I haven't seen a map check.
Green Pendant will be in Desert. Yeah, we have not seen the map check because you don't talk to him there if you know the Green Pendant's in the Light World. I've made that mistake before. Yeah, an Ice Rod, so no Ice Rod hunt, and a book. Of course, you know what Ice Rod this early means. Pendant Turtle Rock.
I know what it means.
To be fair, that doesn't always happen. It just feels that way.
I'm sure chat is pulling for that. Because, see, I almost prefer Pendant Turtle Rock to be a crystal. Because that way you know you just have to go in there.
Yeah.
When it's a pendant, you're figuring you're still going to have to go in.
Yeah, I mean, Turtle Rock is one of those. It's the one where it has a whole lot of requirements. So as soon as you get those requirements, you feel like, yeah, there's a reason why I got all this stuff to go into Turtle Rock. So there's got to be something there. And then when you go there, there's nothing there. And then if you don't go there, then there's always something there. Yeah, like you said, the game knows.
To the past.
Okay, we're gonna get the Agena check over on Total side. And just a piece of heart. Looks like Fred's gonna set up a water walk here.
Yeah, I'm surprised Total didn't do that, but I guess he's deciding to stay in his logic. Good evening, Extreme. Welcome from Germany. I didn't see. Did Total check the ledge?
I think he did. I didn't see what it was. He is going to go ahead and go into Desert Palace. Unfortunately, the book, one of those things we don't track, so we can't. No fire source, so we can at least clear everything but Landmolus. But
well, as we know, Desert is a pendant, so that I can see that would incentivize you to go ahead and go in, not being able to full clear it, just to check those items.
It
And
is the green
it's
pendant.
one of those things. If it may turn out that you can, if you feel the need coming up that you have to clear it, you can route it in with Meyer later, assuming that you have the mirror.
Yeah, it's full clearable now if we find a fire source. That ice beam would be the only weapon. I mean, I guess, and bombs. But bombs land mole sounds like a horrible thing.
It is. Ask me how I know.
So far, not getting any items. We are going to see the Zora check over here from Fred. Just missiles on the Zora ledge, so we don't have to worry about coming back for that.
I'm glad to see that, because
for sure.
one of the things that can really suck is coming here like this, and then the only item back here is the one on the ledge that you need the flippers or possibly the bow.
Yeah, we could do splash deletion. It's one of the harder. It's one of the most useful splash deletions we can do. It is also one of the harder splash deletions we can do. So, I mean, not having to worry about doing that, just gonna go ahead and save and quit.
Yeah, that's actually the hardest spot to pull it off.
Yeah, or at least the hardest spot where it actually has use.
Yeah.
Because anywhere else it might be harder, we probably will never ever try. Okay, Fred now gonna go over to the eastern area. Maybe goes into the eastern palace.
He may.
I mean, ideally you want to have at least the bow at this point.
Huh?
I mean, ideally we want to at least have the bow here, but who knows where that bow is? And there could be some progression
up
there.
That E-tank. A real E-tank.
Yeah, definitely want at least one of those before we go into Super Metroid. Okay, and Fred's gonna make the play into Super Metroid.
I think we're gonna get a. Did Fred check bonk rocks?
I don't recall. You may have checked it while it was out.
I don't remember seeing him do it.
Well,
okay, just a 5
It's
rupees.
just 5 rupees. It's one of the, yeah, a lot of times it's easy to forget checking a location when it's such a crap item. Whether you do it yourself or whether you're watching someone else do it. Okay, so Fred coming in with a 25, 15, and 5 power bombs. That 5 power bomb is just not a good amount. He can full clear everything in the Brinstar, at least in the pink Brinstar area, but it might take extra farming and you might bail.
Yeah, you have to. Different people have different methods. A lot of times when I have to come in like this, what I'll do is go down. I will skip dental missiles, and I will skip old Mother Brain and do the bottom, because it's faster to get back to Omega missiles and that than going all the way back down to the bottom if you run out, and hope you come up with a pack, down there. Sometimes that bites you, because there'll be a pack in dental missiles or something, but it's something you have to do. If you go the standard route through Terminator, checking the back of Gauntlet actually nets you a power bomb.
Yeah,
so
it does.
That helps.
Okay, and Fred decides to reset rather than beating his head against Alcatraz or wasting a power bomb there. Since there wasn't, I forget what the item was. I think it was a missile or something. And Total gets his Various suit. Okay, Fred, just take the rupees. You're gonna run into them later anyway. You can tell he wanted to skip those rupees. Like that's the game he's comfortable with. He doesn't need extra money for Link to the Past. Yeah, and those B-toms will give you 2 power bomb drops almost 100% of the time. Not quite, but there's a sword in the pack of fcoughlin. We can't get to it yet with only 5 power bombs. It's not in logic until, I want to say we need like a can fly, like a speed booster, a space jump, or, well, speed is not technically can fly, but like a bombs or a space jump. But we can't get it anyway until we have 1 more power bomb pack or something else to break the blocks.
Screw attack, something like that.
Screw attack or bombs. Speed booster also will do it, but that also won't put it in logic that way.
Of course, it's worth mentioning right now, you see that sword, you don't care about logic.
No.
If you can get to it, you're gone.
Oh heck yeah. Absolutely, you go get it if you can.
No, high jump boots are
High
not
jump boots
required.
doesn't, no. High jump boots actually makes those jumps harder, not easier. So
Same. I've had some people say, high jump boots makes it easy. No, not for me.
okay, there's a bottle for us. So we can just ignore that bottle on Lake Hylia Island now. Yeah,
So
I know
we've
Fred
got,
didn't want the arrows, but he did want the heart container. It's hard to skip the arrows though. We'll grab the reserve tank.
he will take that note tank now. Yeah.
Yep.
And I don't blame him, because if he runs across some more power bombs, I guarantee you he's going to want to go up the gauntlet and get that sword.
Yeah, and I mean, reserve tanks aren't necessarily a bad thing. And the thing is, with Super Metroid, with the item fanfares turned off, there is a lot more, it's a lot more, you're a lot more incentivized to pick up items because you don't have to wait the 7 seconds. It's like, I think it's less than 1 second at this point.
Yeah, there's not really a cost, you're right, for picking up an item, which is actually a bit of a debate. Now, here's Total. He's got his 10 power bombs.
Yep.
He's going straight into gauntlet. I like this play. This is one I usually do.
Yeah, I like to hit this gauntlet item right away.
A lot of times it's nothing, but I've been bitten by waiting on this to be in logic so many times.
Okay, Fred taking a trip through the bottom of the Edekun's area, taking it very carefully. And a heart container is not a bad item to have right now.
But Total has not checked the back, so he doesn't know yet that he will be rewarded with a sword when he gets back there, and he'll be happy to see that. Fred, meanwhile, not really finding anything of value anywhere in the Edekun's area.
Okay, Total careful to be in the middle of that, and sees the sword, gonna grab it. Maybe skips the heart piece. Nope, he wants the heart piece too.
Don't really blame him. He's right there, and they are still in green mail in Super Metroid in Link to the Past with no idea what's to come, so doesn't hurt him.
Yeah, I will typically pick up the heart pieces that are pretty quick to pick up. I won't go way out of my way for them, but it's like we said, no fanfare. I think that's one I would skip with the 7-second fanfare and pick up without.
They're in blue mail? Okay.
No, in SM. They're in blue mail and SM, or orange mail.
I'm sorry, I've been married for 30 years. My default position is, okay, I was wrong.
Okay, Fred picking up a boomerang.
Yeah, Fred, no, you're not going to want to wave beam that giant side hopper. You just go ahead and get,
Yeah, well, I was assuming that he had some knowledge, because one super and one even pea shooter shot will kill the big side hoppers. You'll see a lot of people just double super them, which can be a bit of a waste when you have, a low amount of supers. Okay,
and Fred using his last power bomb there.
This is what I'm talking about. So he's going to either have to farm for power bombs, or he's going to have to leave both the wave gate and the Spore Spawn supers location behind. Oh, it gets a power bomb. So I would prioritize the wave gate here. This could be a really long farm. He's going to need at least one more power bomb to do both, because you need to both get in and out. You can lay the power bomb in such a way that it opens up both the wave gate area room and opens up the little hole.
That's typically what I do, and then I go into the Spore Spawn, because there's 3 pipes in there that have the little bugs coming out of them. It's a much more efficient farming than sitting there at that one pipe.
Oh, okay. I see what he's doing. He's gonna go down to the waterway area. He can farm a couple power bombs here, because these little caterpillar guys are virtually guaranteed to give you power bombs.
Yeah, but it still costs him 2 to get out.
Yep, so he's going to be able to have 3. He'll be able to farm up to 5 and be at 3 when he gets done.
Well, okay, that'll give him.
That gives him
Just
enough
like I
to do it.
said, that gives him wave gate and Spore Spawn.
And I would really want to prioritize that wave gate because you got that wave beam for a reason, you know, potentially. Yeah, we're seeing the 4% from the Zeb. That's about right. That's waiting. I get power bombs from those Zebs all the time, but only if I'm looking for super missiles.
Yes.
Okay, now Total also in the big pink area. He's got 10 power bombs, so he's got a little more leeway. But you here 10 doesn't go as far as you might think, so he's also going to have to be cautious of his power bomb count. This is where I don't advise going into the Retro Brinstar area because that's another power bomb hungry area. I'll do that on a separate trip. Okay, Fred has the knowledge. He knows where to lay that power bomb to just use one.
And gets that Spore Spawn skip first try on the shot. Nice job.
Yep, several places you can set up for that shot. You know you've gotten it when you see the entire world shake. Unfortunately, just 20 rupees.
Little high five here. You know, I kind of miss Spore Spawn. We just really don't see him.
Yeah, there's only a couple of categories in Super Metroid where we actually see Spore Spawn. 100% map, anything involving mini bosses. We do have a category that's, I don't know how popular it's become, but we've been playing it in the multi-category tournament called All Bosses, where we do all the mini bosses and all the regular bosses with an 80%. We get to see Spore Spawn there, but that's about it. And another bottle. And it's worth pointing out that in this new version of in V11, the bottles all come empty. You have to fill them yourself if you're going to get anything for them.
Yeah, thanks, Total.
Yeah, I didn't understand the driving force behind that one. I like getting those. Oh, hey, I'm climbing GT and I'm low on health. Oh, look, a bottle with red goo in it. But, okay. Okay, pipe missiles is a heart container. Looks like Total's also gonna farm some power bombs.
Yeah, just being down to 2, I don't blame him. Now, we may see him with 10 power bombs go in Blue Brin, the back one.
Yeah, I don't love that play without at least 15. Like I said, just such a power bomb hungry area. You can actually get soft lock over at Billy Mays if you run out of power bombs up there. I like what Fred's doing, going straight to Kraid. I often like to do a second loop where I do the Blue Brin area into the wreck ship, going up Red Tower instead of down, and whereas I'll do what Fred's doing right now, where I'll take the original loop down to Kraid.
By the converse, a lot of times what I like to do is go down Blue Brin, come out, check the pipe, go up Red Tower, get that out of the way, check as far as Moat, then come back across and around, down through Big Pink, through the Green Hills, and on down into...
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Norfair. Brinstar, sorry.
We are going to get our first look at Norfair now. Oh, nope, we're going to get our first look at Death Mountain.
Well, he has that hook shot.
Yep, that hook shot's good enough to get the old man. Well, the really good players don't need much to even do this without anything. I need something. The hook shot's a really nice one to have if you don't have a sword.
Also, you can use that cane of Samaria, make a block, pick it up, so you know.
That cane is also a good one. Okay, looks like Total is going to do exactly what you suggested. Is going to go ahead and go over through the Blueburn area. The real problem here is that there's nothing here that drops power bombs. So the 7 he has is what he's got. He's not going to get any more.
Well, it'll take him 2 to get through here, and then 3 to do up through Billy Mays, which is going to be 5. And then he's going to need 1 for Old Mother Brain is 6, and 1 for Last Missiles. So he's got just a.
He's got the right number. So long as he doesn't make the mistake of heading into the Criteria Supers area, since don't have Speed Booster anyway. All he could do is check the item, so definitely not incentivized to do that at this point.
Yeah, and I can't even do the check. You know, where they're going to go do the check. Well, he could. Let's see. You'd need 1, 2, 3 just to do.
Yeah. And I like the muscle memory there of Total going ahead and picking up that green rupee. Or perhaps just on automatic. Meanwhile, Fred does pick up the old man. And gets power bombs for his trouble, which is not a bad find since he only has 1 pack. And Total having trouble getting into the Billy Mays room. This jump is not as easy as you might think. You need to jump through the door at the right angle, or you're going to fall right into that water.
Usually, if you jump anywhere in the door when you don't have high jump boots, you can get it. He must have just missed that.
Oh.
When you do, and get Fire Rod.
Fire Rod and a Master Sword. Wow, that's a good Billy Mays. I don't think I've seen anything that good in Billy Mays in a long time.
Yeah, that was really cool. And Fred, unfortunately, missing out on his fire source by not coming this way. Now, with high jump, you can make it without taking the high jump boots off, but you have to jump at basically the last possible second as you're going through the door. And if you have something like Speed Booster, you're still going to.
Yeah, I just turn the high jump off when I'm doing that one. It's just easier because every time you fall into that water, it's more of a time loss, even the first time, than menuing a couple times. And we see a Quake, and didn't see the other item. And Fred also demonstrating how good that hook shot is when you're dealing with mini Moldorms.
I love it for that.
Okay, missed what that third chest was.
Same, there's a little bit of a frame skip there.
I thought I saw a number, so okay, we're hearing 10 arrows. Yeah, I thought I saw a number attached to it as it was fading out, but I wasn't sure. And Total can use that last power bombs here. Fortunately, he can just mid-air morph to get out and gets regular bombs for his trouble. Just a pack of missiles on the floating island, so we don't need to worry about that. Total probably gonna check BT. And have we still really not gotten a map check from either runner? Because I don't think we have.
Now, interestingly enough, with the items that these runners have picked up, the only thing that's really given them in Link to the Past is the ability to finish.
Yeah, and that is the green pendant, so it might be something good.
Fred, remembering he didn't check Bonk Rock's going to go get his next.
Okay, Total gonna save at the ship, or at least refill. Definitely want to refill here. 10 power bombs, or 0 power bombs is not what you want to be going through with. Now he could go back and do some of these things that Fred's doing in Link to the Past. He could also head down. He could go to the wreck ship. I don't think he will. It's not in logic yet with the items that he has. But he could get over with the CWJ, or he could head down Red Tower and check the items there on his way to Norfair. And we'll see if he's just going to check this item or if he's actually going to go further into the wreck ship. It is just power bombs. Misses the jump. Looks like he is setting up for the CWJ, though. Let's see if
I
he gives
guess
up on
he's
it now.
making the
Nope.
judgment that because they've got nothing yet in logic that gets them there, there must be something there that's locked that they're waiting on.
Could be. It looked to me like he was doing the, well, if I get it, I'll go on, and then I'm just going to bail if I don't. In the meantime, I get an extra power bomb pack, which is super useful for me right now.
Yeah, coming up to 15 is a big help. Because of the battle crabs underneath, Genius. Those things hit hard. And you can drop through there with missile shots, but if you miss, you know, he's going to take about 50, 75 damage.
Yeah,
even with that
those
berry
crabs
on.
hurt.
So,
and I missed Fred getting that bow, so that'll be super useful.
Where did that come from?
Yeah, probably up on... Did he get that in Spiral Cave? In any case, he can full clear Eastern now if he wants to.
Not in logic because he doesn't have a lamp.
Yeah, he doesn't care about that, but yeah, you're right. Not in logic. And it's a pendant.
What? Eastern is a pendant too?
Yeah, Eastern is a pendant. We finally got the map check. It looks like Eastern's a pendant and Hera is a regular crystal. I must confess, I've done that too, where it's like, I'm about, hey, look, I can go into Eastern. Oh, wait, maybe I should figure out if that's a pendant or a crystal. Or you get the surprise when you walk in and find out, oh, hey, that's pendant music. Looks like Fred is going to go for it. Makes sense. I mean, he is more comfortable in the Link to the Past, so might as well do the Link to the Past thing that you can do. I'm not a big fan of going into Pendant Eastern with the bow. Very often that bow is progression in pod, because there's only one item locked behind it in Eastern.
Total apparently found Ice Beam, and I understand your argument there, but also if you look overall at the items that they have, and more importantly, what they don't have, the fact that you have 2 pendant dungeons in the light world, one of which they've already checked, would lead me to believe that there quite possibly could be something in here.
Oh, for sure. Total gonna go for the early X-ray play. A little bit safer with that Varia suit. But he has nothing to bail him out. Oh, no, he does have something to bail him out. That Ice Beam will get him up there if he needs it. Yeah, so he can get to the bottom, get on that safe stair, and then freeze one of these waivers and get up there. And I'm going to guess that that was his plan, that he, like, I know I can do this, but if I fail it, I have the Ice Beam just in case. I don't think he would have done this without the Ice Beam as a backup. Unfortunately, just missiles for him.
Wow.
But X-ray, one of those locations that can weigh on you, because it's very easily orphaned. So just getting it over with now, he doesn't have to think about it.
And people in the Super Metroid community have been keeping that in reserve as the cosmic brain play ever since that.
Ever since Punk.
Yep.
Yeah, Punk versus Lexo, where Punk got, what did he get, Varia suit or something?
Gravity.
Gravity, I knew it was one of the two. And just to be clear, Fire Rod is available and would make this easier for Fred, but in the Super Metroid Link to the Past combo, Fire Rod does not put Armos Knights in logic. You still need to have a lamp here for that to actually be in logic. And
wait a minute, Fire Rod would make... It doesn't put this in logic.
No, it doesn't. In fact, it wouldn't put the Armos Knights, because of that big key location, it actually wouldn't put the Armos Knights in logic either. But it would put the Armos Knights in logic if the big key were anywhere else in the dungeon. But in this, it's kind of irrelevant, because in this randomizer, of course, it doesn't. We didn't make that change.
Yeah, we were talking about an older Super Metroid random. And where did Gravity come from?
Gravity was at Spazer, so a little surprised that Fred didn't get that, because he got all the way down to Norfair and did not, obviously didn't check the Spazer location, so hopefully he gets back there. He didn't kill Kraid either, I don't believe, which is
You know,
what
you
Total's
think
doing
for
right now.
commentator I'd pay better attention.
Oh, there's 2 screens, it's fine. And we got bombs over there at, bombs is that really funny item in Super Metroid. I call it a luxury item in Randomizer, but it's 100% required in the vanilla game, because you don't get power bombs for quite a while.
I've gotten where I love finding morph ball bombs because it gives me an option in Meridia if I don't have grapple and I don't want to do the ice clip to shot.
Okay. Okay, we have Total about to fight Kraid.
Very nice missile kill there by Total.
Yeah, that's the fastest way you can do it if you're gonna do the quick kill with the 2 missiles, 3 super setup.
I'm still so on that one. I'm from old school. I'm used to using the charge beam from my 80%.
Yeah, I stick to using just a shot. I don't even use the charge beam because I do more randomizer. But I can't do the 2 missile, 3 super, so which is unfortunately loses me a few seconds. But you know, trade time for consistency.
Total picking up Bombos.
One of those maybe you need it. You won't need it for ice because we already got Fire Rod. Could be needed for one of the for Meyer or Turtle Rock.
Still, that Bombos helps in the cold stare fight.
Oh yeah, it saves magic if you want to use it instead.
Plenty of blueberries in this seed.
Yep. And I'm not sure if Total actually really wanted those bombs or if it's just muscle memory to go ahead and pick them up.
Probably.
Probably.
Looks like Fred is just now checking Desert Man, and he doesn't have that Fire Rod.
Doesn't have that Fire Rod, so he won't be able to finish this unless we find the lamp. But we've already seen one item, so the odds of that are pretty slim.
Total gonna check the Ice Beam Crumble Shaft area.
Yep.
Not yet in Logic without Speed Booster, but I don't blame him. I would do this too.
Oh, for sure. Now, I don't know if he saved first. I tend to like to save scum this and reset if it's nothing good.
No, I think he did it coming right off the elevator.
Gets a heart piece. Not a terrible find, but really not what he's looking for.
No, Mop Ball is not in Logic.
No, Moth Ball is absolutely not in Logic.
No, not Mop Ball. Spring Ball Jump to wreck ship is.
No, I think they took that out.
Ball.
Yeah, I think they took out the Spring Ball Jump. That was in Logic at one point. Yeah. Okay, just a piece of heart over the Crumble Shaft. That's a piece of heart I don't go out of my way for. That's a pain in the butt to get that item. It's got to be something good for me to go for that item. Unless I have, like, Space Jump or something. Spring Ball is actually a really good item to get through that room.
Gravity Jump is not in normal? Okay. Those things aside, now with the bombs, Total can go pretty much everywhere.
Yeah, most of the things that you would do with a gravity jump, you have other ways of doing anyway, so I don't really worry about the gravity jump not being in Logic. The game will give you grapple beam or bombs, which are terrible ways to get through some of those rooms. And we see both runners in high jump boots at the same time picking up that E-tank. Total not wanting those missiles goes back through the front.
The sink, man.
Yeah. Okay, let's see if Fred heads back over to Crate. Hopefully he goes and remembers that he hasn't done that Spazer check. And Bombs opens up this part of Norfair, because in this version of the randomizer, this room right here, he's going to have to bomb jump up here. Or he could use Ice Beam to do a wall jump. This is a little bit faster, because that ledge on the left is usually removed in a Super Metroid only randomizer, but not here. So you actually need something to get through that, like high jump boots, bombs, space jump. Speed booster will do it. Ice beam will allow you to freeze one of the enemies. I'm not sure that's in logic. He's gonna grab these power bombs because we're still at a point where extra power bombs are good.
Oh yeah, they're gonna want all they can find.
Yeah, Fred's gonna grab these morph bombs. And we're going to get a first look at the Bulb Mountain area. And we see an E-Tank.
Fred, unfortunately, because of the routing choices he made, the things he skipped, just not having the mobility that Total has right now in Super Metroid. He doesn't have the gravity. He doesn't have the ice beam. I'm afraid that's going to come back and bite him a little bit.
Yeah, the ice beam not as big a deal, but he really needs to go get that gravity suit because he's going to need that eventually. Interested if Total's going to check the wave beam area before he checks the speed booster area. Maybe thinks, it might be a little faster if I do get speed here, although the odds are pretty low.
He may be planning on going down the croc now that he has those bombs for the can fly. Typically, I'll do Norfair Reserve, then wave, and do speed booster area at the end so I can farm up at the well before I go down the croc.
That makes sense. In this room, another one of those annoying rooms without the high jump boots. Okay, we're gonna see speed booster now. Total gonna do a little bit of farming. Okay, Fred not going down the elevators. Hopefully that means he's gonna go pick up that gravity suit at Spazer. Oh, and Titan's missed in the speed booster area. Oh, baby. We don't have a Moon Pearl yet, so it doesn't really give him a whole lot. I guess it opens up King's Tomb, that's about it. But it will open up a lot once they get that Moon Pearl. And I guess they could do Super Bunny Cave, but that's not in logic. I can't imagine anyone going out of their way to do that unless... although I think Total hasn't done that part of Death Mountain. If that's the case, then you might do that at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, why not while you're there?
You're right there. Okay, I think Total's maybe to go for a D-boost here to get over to the reserve item, so he can avoid that. Oh, he's just going to use Ice Beam, and doesn't quite make it across. Okay, he can use Ice Beam here. This will get him up there. Or not. He needs that waver to be a little bit higher. You could also bomb jump, but that's slow.
It's faster than this.
Yeah. Looks like he's going to reset the room. If he comes right out, angles up, and shoots the waver, it should be at a really good height for him. Just like that. Now, the wall jump there without high jump boots should theoretically be doable. I don't think I've ever seen anyone do it, because that wall jump is supposed to be about the same as worst room in the game. But it's only a handful of people I've ever even seen do it in the worst room in the game, so... definitely not something you want to spend your time doing.
Total picking up charge beam there.
Yep, very nice find. Now they won't have to collect quite as much ammo.
Yeah, reversed here, saying it's doable. It's hard, but doable. That's my son. He's actually sitting right beside me. I've seen him do it, and I can't, which is a little aggravating, but...
Yeah. Okay, there's something weird going on with Fred Street. I can hear it, but I can't. It's not moving for me. I'm gonna go ahead and switch over to Total's audio,
Okay.
just so we have the sync going while Fred sorts out whatever.
Yeah, Fred has been dropping tons of frames from. Yes, Tornado. Isn't it lovely when that happens?
Oh, and looky there, Croc with the goods. So that wave beam was all important. Granted, they could have gotten here without that wave beam because you can gate glitch, but logically speaking, you need that wave beam.
And that logic, Total, by knowing that, give him the big hint on coming down here. Bubble Mountain.
Okay, let's see if Croc is holding anything else for us.
Okay, got some message in the chat there. Looks like one of the techs here is going to do some adjustments to Fred.
Yeah, so far, just a missile. And it's gonna save here in case he finds nothing down in the bottom of the grapple beam area. He's gonna have to use bomb jumps or a gate glitch to get to the back.
Yeah, one of the peculiarities of bombs being a can fly item is it puts these items in logic. So, hey, guy that wrote that, go enjoy doing them bomb jumps. Watch him find space jump right here.
Yeah, just missiles. Looks like he's going to do the bomb jump for both items rather than going and doing the reverse, the gate glitch to get to the back.
It's really not that bad. If you'll notice in those little columns, you see where he laid that bomb right by that crack. When you don't have high jump boots, that's your visual cue of where to lay that first bomb to get.
And looks like just a piece of heart, so he's just going to skip that. And unless this is something good, we're going to see a reset because he hasn't picked up anything. Super missiles. Oh, nope, not good enough to keep. He's got charge beam already, so that makes a lot of sense.
Charge beam was in Norfair Resort.
Yeah, the reserve area. The very first item. Okay, so Total's going to go ahead and leave this area.
Excuse me just a second, folks.
Okay, get a bomb jump out of here. not convinced this is actually faster than going out and around, but we don't have speed booster anyway, so probably just as well to go this way. Okay, so that's all of Norfair, and really all we got out of Norfair was that charge beam and the Moon Pearl. The Moon Pearl being the all-important part. The rest of it not being very useful, but at least that Moon Pearl came pretty quickly. And Toll's going to head right back into Link to the Past. Finally gets his map check. Oh, he's going to go ahead and rescue the old man. This will be a little easier for him since he does have a sword. Oh, Hero is a 5-6. Okay. Can't get to it yet, since we don't have a hammer to get to it from the hookshot side, or from the east side. We don't have a mirror to get to it the normal way. But Total is going to go ahead and check these items. Probably will head over to the east side right after this. Sees the bombs in the Spectral Rock Cave, doesn't want them. He's got 20.
Sorry about that. That was my son's doctor. I had to.
Yeah, no problem.
What did I miss?
Not a whole lot. We don't know what's going on with Fred with the internet issues, and Total heading over to Death Mountain, finishing up Croc. Nothing in Croc, but the Moon Pearl that we already saw. The nice thing is Total's actually gonna be able to check, since he's got the myths and he's got that Moon Pearl. He can not only check the East Death Mountain stuff that he's checking right now, he's also gonna be able to go into the Dark World. There's that bow. He'll be able to pick up the Hookshot Cave items and the Super Buddy Cave item.
I'm expecting a hammer or some flippers to pop up here pretty quick.
Okay, gonna do this bomb jump across.
And like you said, really cool that he can do the light and dark part. It'd be a lot easier with the mirror.
Sees the missiles on the floating island. Yeah, with the mirror you can actually pair it up really nicely by putting a mirror portal in the Dark World in between the two cave entrances and do essentially kind of both of them at the same time. This way he's going to go through Spiral Cave, and then he can either choose to enter. He has his choices where he wants to enter the. No, he doesn't. He doesn't have hammer, so he's going to have to enter the Dark World from the bottom, and he'll be able to get Super Bunny and then get Hookshot Cave on top.
But if he finds either mirror or hammer there, he's set for Hera.
Okay, we're gonna do Super Bunny. Gonna fall down the hole, Let's see what we got. High jump boots. That's a nice find. Missiles.
Now, there was some debate. Is the gravity jump in logic with high jump boots going in the Lord?
No, it's not in logic. It's easy. like any of you that plays this game, do yourself a favor, learn how to do that gravity jump with high jump boots. It's not as easy without high jump boots, so you know I don't blame anybody for not wanting to put the time into that. They're just playing normal logic. But the gravity jump with high jump boots is almost free, so definitely worth the time to put in. But it is not in logic. So far we've seen a shield, a missile pack, rupees, one more item over here, and nothing in Hookshot Cave. I mean, unless you count that shield, but most runners don't really want a shield. Can't do Spike Cave without a hammer, and preferably a protection item, so not going to go that way. There's nothing else you can do on the mountain.
Hookshot Cave basically dumping a wastebasket into total
Pretty
striker there.
much. And some people will call it a negative, just give it a downgrade just for getting that shield, because some people just don't want shields.
Shout out to Wesker.
Yeah, don't know which camp Total feels puts himself in on that one. He's gonna check this item over here at the King's Tomb. I'm gonna completely orphan Graveyard Ledge for when they get the mirror, so hopefully there's nothing there.
Yeah, the technical crew here at SpeedGaming, the behind the scenes folks, they're making some adjustments to Fred's stream. Just be patient, it will be back. Is the last word that I got as of just a couple of minutes ago. No, it's fine. It's fine. It's a valid question when you come to a race where one person is just standing there.
Yeah.
It's a valid question. All right, so Total got that Dark World access. Got that fire. Okay, so I saw Skull Woods was a 5-6, and that was about it.
That looks like that's where he's headed. He does have a fire rod. I actually would like to see him go straight to the back and then do these front checks. Ideally, you get your items before even having to check this area, but gets a big key. Yeah, those mummies will get you real quick in green mail.
You know, it's interesting. The hook shot won't stun them, but that little blue boomerang.
I know, right? There are not too many enemies so you can say that about. So far, all we've seen is small keys and dungeon items here. We did get a big key, which, if there's something in the big chest, that's good. If there isn't, then everything's in the back.
I'm like you. I'm a big fan of running to the back.
Yeah, and nothing in the front. So if he'd started in the back, he could have saved a ton of time not ever checking this front area. Now, if you don't have fire rod, then by all means, yeah, start at the front.
Yeah, kind of hard to start in the back when you don't have fire rod.
I mean, sometimes I'll start in the middle and steal that key there, so I don't have to jump in a hole to guarantee I can get everything in that first area, but of course, part of that is the product of the new logic in V31, where the pinball room now can be an item, which is not the case in this version. The pinball room will still always be a small key.
Yeah, thanks for that, whoever thought that one up.
Total is going to grab this key, so he'll be able to skip picking up the key when he gets to that last room right before the drop down in Skullwood. So
it saves him a fire rod shot. Of course, he's got half magic. He should be able to deal with Mothula pretty easy.
Oh yeah, I mean, I love with Fighter Sword. Sorry, with Master Sword. Of course, this is what the game expects you to have for this fight. He's
Wait a
gonna
minute, but
death
I've just noticed he has like 2.5. Make that 1.5 hard.
Yep, this is why he's killing himself, so he can get a nice free refill. Oh, total, please. To be fair, I do this all the time. Okay, I think he's not gonna go. Nope, okay, he's gonna keep going.
Welcome, SpeedGaming. You're just joining us. This is fcoughlin or Fred versus Total. Fred is having some stream issues, so Mind of Me is working on that right now. He's in pause status. Total, meanwhile, is on his way to go take on
Okay, Total gonna go ahead into his Mothula fight. Okay.
Please stand by. Just a few little technical difficulties.
Judging by the picture on Total screen, he's finished up Mothula and is checking the item under the bridge, because obviously Mothula does not have one. And somewhere, Fred picked up Screw Attack.
And Total on his way to go check that other chest because that's where his other item is. Just an E-tank. Now, Fred, meanwhile, is back here. He's getting some of that stuff that Total got earlier that he had missed. Because now he has enough power bombs. Fred, unfortunately, only had 5 power bombs when he came down here. And Total get his Dark World portal again. I guess he's going to start doing his overworld checks, maybe dip into thieves. Tracy will be right back with us. She's having to do a restart. Don't know where Fred picked up that Screw Attack. Hey, welcome back, Tracy.
I don't know what's going on with my computer, but it's not playing nice. But we'll go ahead and looks like we got the stream back up, so that's at least something.
Yeah, Fred somewhere found that Screw Attack. I don't know where, but it's helping. He's going to go get his fire rod now. Total found an E-tank in chess game and some arrows in the brewery. We're seeing Sea House now, which is just some missiles. Be interesting to see if he goes ahead and dips Steve's Town. Fire is a pendant. That's our other pendant.
There we go. Yeah, Myra's one of those dungeons. It's long. It's only got 2 items. Definitely one of those ones I don't mind being a pendant dungeon. always hoping to avoid it when that's the case, of course.
Yeah, when you're playing Key Sanity, and by the way, I guess
That's
you
a whole
noticed
different
that
story.
Key Sanity alpha testing is going on right now. Mire is a completely different dungeon then.
Oh,
because
for sure.
all of those useless chests suddenly turn into a possible something.
Yeah, there's a lot of useless keys in Mire, and I really mean useless, because there are a lot of doors in Mire that go to nowhere.
Okay, and chat, in case you didn't read it, our tracker really needs your help. We didn't see any more than you do, so as Fred does some menuing, if you see some items that he's picked up that we haven't tracked, please give our tracker there, Razor, a heads up, because we're trying to be accurate. Thanks in advance.
Okay, looks like he's heading towards Norfair. Gonna check all those items that we've already seen on Total side.
As chat pointing out, we've already seen 3 items in the front of Thieves Town. So using that number as a base and the fact that it's not me with the bad luck running this seed, the odds are pretty good that the last item is not in the big chest. We'll see how that turns out.
Well, we haven't seen the small key yet. Interesting, we see, since we're, having the issues with Fred, and of course the cropping is going to have to be fixed in just a second, but we do see that he runs with splits. You don't see that a lot. The only person I know of that does run with splits in these games is Azure, but he does pretty well with it, and Fred obviously does pretty well with it in Link to the Past by itself, so.
Azure runs with split?
He does. He doesn't use a tracker, he uses splits instead.
What are his splits? 12 checks?
Just the
then
bosses.
He's probably got a split for RBO and then holler at you, right?
Yeah, well, he does the RBO thing a lot, but no, he just has the different bosses. So the 4 Super Metroid bosses, the 7 pendant bosses, or sorry, crystal bosses, plus Mother Brain and Ganon.
All right, so now let's see how this turns out. If it's not a key, he's golden. He's golden.
Yeah, always. You get to that chest and you don't have the hammer. It's like, just don't be a key. Just don't be a key. It's like you repeat it. It's kind of a mantra.
And it's still usually nothing. It never really punishes you until it does.
Yep. Total wanting a little bit of extra health going into the blind fight. Fred, meanwhile, can do some bomb jumps to get to the reserve tank. And Total already off the blind script. Just gonna make this a rough fight. Fred gonna pick up that charge beam. Okay, Total, gotta be careful. Oh, one more shot and he was gonna have it. That is a rough fight, especially if you get off script. Now, he knows there's an item there. He could go right back in and try and finish the fight. Looks like that's what he's gonna do. He could also choose to come back later.
He also has that red cane, which you can use to your advantage in this fight.
Yeah, so for those of you that are saying that blind is not hammer locked, actually this is exactly when it is hammerlock, because that small key being in the big chest, the game assumes that you're going to use the keys in the worst possible manner. And so what can happen is you can use one of those pot keys to open up the basement to get into there. Oh wait, no, never mind, because you need the hammer just to get it. But no, but you use that key and then you can't finish up the dungeon. In any case, it doesn't really matter since he can definitely finish it off.
I see where you were going with that,
Yeah.
Tracy. In the Link to the Past parlance. No, Thieves Town is not Hammerlock. Hammerlock is when there is a viable item in the chest.
No, but okay. So let me see if I can remember how this works. So it's the small key. So you can steal a key to open up that room to get into that chest. Well, you can't actually get into the chest, but then you don't have a key to get up to the top of the dungeon. So it absolutely is hammerlock. Now, let's face it, no one's going to do that. But the game assumes you're going to use the keys in the worst possible fashion. So you could actually lock yourself out of finishing the dungeon if you did that.
Yeah, there is one that I know of that will do that. His name is JTN. He will steal that key and go to that.
Nice. Yeah, so anytime you're talking about key logic, you always have to think in terms of what's the worst possible way I can use those keys. And if that's going to lock you out of finishing the dungeon, then it's locked behind the item. And we do see a cape over there at the dig game. So that'll put Spike Cave in logic once they have a hammer. That'll be fun. And I think we're going to see some Smith chain action here. A little annoying without the mirror, though. Yeah, I think Fred might have skipped that container heart, but he's super comfortable in Link to the Past, so I don't blame him for skipping any extra Link to the Past safeties. Oh, and there are those flippers you were talking about.
I'm going to refresh because obviously you're a little ahead of me.
Okay, we're gonna head into the hype cave. Let's see if it's hyped. See if it lives up to the hype or not. E-tank, not bad. A grapple beam. Piece of heart. The hammer. And a super missile. So we're looking good now. Let's see, what do we all need to finish this thing out? So we do need some sort of logical lower Norfair axe. Now I have no doubt Total will just do a gravity jump if it comes down to. But logically speaking, we're going to need something to get up there. We would need either access to the mire area with a flute or a space jump. We're going to need mirror for swamp. And we don't know all our medallion requirements. I don't know that he actually checked the Turtle Rock. Oh, it is Bombos. I see it's marked up there. So,
as far as must-haves, I think it's mirror and medallion.
I think so. We have the Bombos for Turtle Rock, and Mire being a pendant, we don't need to go in there. We hope. So mirror, yeah. Logically speaking, we need mirror and lower Norfair access. But for Total, he'll be able to do it with what he has. He'll just gravity jump if it comes to it. So looking pretty good. Then again, sometimes that go mode -1 can be really trolly.
You think?
I've spent literally an hour or more at go mode -1.
Oh yeah. And mirror, one of those items where, okay, it can't be in swap. Okay, it can't be in graveyard ledge. Okay, it can't be in K45. And it can't be in GT. Now, it can be anywhere else that's left.
But on the plus side, now you don't have to worry about having orphaned those locations, so that's certainly a plus. Yeah. But yeah,
oh yeah,
still a lot of places it can be.
And unless I'm mistaken, neither of them have actually cracked Meridia yet.
No, they have not. I don't blame them. I mean, their movement the high jump boost makes it easier, but their movement items are not great for Meridia right now. Would love to have either a space jumper or speed booster before heading over there. And technically, I guess technically I should add. No, wait, the flippers will put the back of Meridian logic, so don't need the speed booster for that anymore. Also, Total will be able to do an ice clip if he wants to do it from the front. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and turn that Smith in. And then I think maybe a trip to Pod might be a good play.
Where did Fred get that Quake? He got it early.
Yeah, I do not know where that Quake was. Well, if Total has Quake, you just watch for his menu. Just some missiles at the Smiths. Okay, Total gonna save and quit, and let's see where he heads next. I'd like to see a Pod play. Oh, and one more we do need a... Oh, didn't they get the Canis-Amara? Yeah, they do have the Canis-Amara really early. A Pod play would be really nice. Oh, here we go. There we go. Fred's is in Meridia now. Oh, and there's a flute. I do believe you can wall jump to this, but your best bet right now is just to go ahead and do bomb jumps off Mama Turtle herself. This is
We're about to see Total's menu. He has Quake. Okay. It was in Death Mountain. That's right.
Okay, Fred would be better off doing these bomb jumps from Mama Turtle having jumped already. And for him, that flute might be his logical access to Lower Norfair, assuming that he can't do a gravity jump. Gravity jump, like I said, is a pretty easy trick if you have high jump boots, so maybe he does know how to do it.
Well, he has bombs for the can fly. Okay.
Yeah. Bombs does not get you into Lower Norfair. I know you know that, but just want to make sure we point it out for our chat. Yeah, you do not want to try bomb jumping into Lower Norfair. It's just not going to work for you.
No, not from the front, but I'm saying since he has flute.
Yes. He has choices to get through, like, say, worst room of the game. He has the bombs to get through. He has the high jump to get through. And Total going to go ahead and do Hera, and it looks like he has to go to the basement. The grav jump, are you talking... If you're talking about the gravity jump into Lower Norfair, you can't do wall jumps with the gravity suit. You would have to take it off to do the wall jumps, the typical lava dive.
I actually don't think he does have high jump boots right now.
Oh, maybe he doesn't? Okay. Where were high jump boots? Trying to remember.
That's right. They were at Super Bunny. Yeah, he hasn't been there yet.
No, he hasn't been there yet. Because when he went to the mountain, he didn't have mitts yet, and it's a much harder sell to go back there at this point. Oh, his bomb jumps are slightly too far to the right. Okay, let's first look at some items over here at Hera. Just a missile pack. And it's always nice to come in here with both the hookshot and boots, because you can hookshot over to the big chest and then bonk back. Rather than trying to do a tricky bomb jump or trying to do... or having to fall through the hole from the top.
Yeah, that is. And it's the fastest way to get through to clear this.
think Fred's gonna bonk again on that bomb jump. A little bit too far to the left this time. He's got to be a little bit careful because Mama Turtle does a ton of damage if you get hit.
Yeah, he's got both suits, so that's going to help. I know that without any suits, I believe it's 200 damage.
I believe it's something like that. Okay, and we do see blue mail on Total's side from Tower of Hera. Nothing progression, but that blue mail will be a nice safety.
Tracy, I need to go refill my drink real quick. I'll be right back.
Okay, we're gonna check the ether tablet. And just bombs. Now, Total could, if he wanted to, go straight over to Turtle Rock. Not the best loadout for Turtle Rock with only that Master Sword, but has everything he needs to clear the dungeon if he wants to. Looks like he's gonna do Spike Cape first. Put that cape into action. And you saw Fred laying a power bomb there. I wonder if he was trying to Crystal Flash. He needs to use his reserves up first and be below 50 to do that. The Crystal Flash requires you to have less than 50 health total and have the reserves be empty. Okay, Total not going to do Turtle Rock right now. Maybe hits. Oh, I still think a pod play would be a really good choice right now. Could also do Ice Palace with the new Icebreaker strat. Full clearing Ice Palace is not what it used to be.
Okay, thanks. Sorry about. Is that Matrick in the chat? Shout out to Matrick. I haven't seen him in a while.
Okay, looks like Total is gonna head over to pod. Okay, good. He's got everything he needs to full clear pod. Even has that lamp.
Yeah, that makes sense right now. Instead of dipping back into Super Metroid, going ahead and clearing the crystals that he needs. Yeah, shout out to Matrick. If you're ever watching one of these races and you see somebody like Asda or Aussie or something do one of those tricks in Super Metroid, like the sideways bomb jumps or the high jumpless, gravityless lava dive, and you wonder, how is that even possible? I guarantee you Matrick's got a video that'll show you how to do it. Oh, the other Matrick? You're not that Matrick. Okay. Disregard everything I just...
Okay, unfortunately, Fred's still having trouble getting this flute. He really is going to want this thing, unless he's comfortable doing a gravity jump.
Yeah, the Matrick. Oh, that's right. That's spelled a little different. My bad, man. My mistake. The Matrick I'm talking about sounds like he's about 15, but I think he's like 32 or something like that.
Unfortunately, one bad thing about doing pod right now is you don't have a mirror, and routing pod without the mirror, well, it sucks.
It does. At least you have boots.
Yes, you have
without boots or mirror, oh god.
Ugh. And even though we're not immediately bow locked, he is going to go down the bow lock side, it looks like. Okay, he's got the bomb jump in a good spot. So he just needs to get high enough that he can fall down onto the flute and he'll be fine. He'll just have to, ooh, looks like he got out of that morph ball.
And I hate this for Fred. He had the internet issues, which cost him some time. And I mean, now he's really struggling on this bomb jump.
Yeah, this is a tough one. I mean, I always feel like maybe he should give up on it and come back, and maybe come back. I mean, we know grapple. I believe Total has a grapple beam from somewhere. I don't remember for sure, which might be an easier way for him to get it. Okay, now doesn't he need to be at 49?
Well, you know, you have to understand his point of view here. Super Metroid is not his thing.
No, it is not his main game.
And he sees that flute and knows that gets him, you know, into Lower Norfair that gets him to
Yep.
Mire in case he needs it, that whole Mire area,
Yes,
he's not
exactly.
going to abandon that flute.
No, I wouldn't abandon it. I would maybe just put it off, just in case he gets something better. But okay, he's got the good bomb jumps now.
I don't think Grapple was in Hype Cave because Morph Ball bombs were in Hype Cave,
Okay,
and
there
Fred
he's
has
got
that.
his flute. Okay, he's good.
GG, Fred.
Yeah, but it may very well be that flute is the logical access into Lower Norfair, and Space Jump is not going to be available before they do it.
Total, meanwhile, being the janitor of Pod because he is cleaning up all the trash that seems to be in there.
That's how the front of Pod works. It has to be 4 of the 6 chests will always have small keys.
Yes, that is Pod key logic is a little convoluted. They've got it written down somewhere if you want to know exactly how the 175 keys in Pod are placed. It's written down somewhere.
The main thing to remember is there are certain situations where Pod is bow locked beyond just the 2 keys on the left. On the right side, depending on whether you can get to everything. But we have both, so it doesn't really matter.
As long as there's a hammer yump, I choose to ignore that situation.
Yeah, for me it's the bottle glitch that'll get me ignoring that.
No, I mean you were saying beyond the bow lock right side. As long as there's a hammer yump, you don't have to worry about that either. Yeah, and Pod being known for keys and big 20s today.
Yeah, Pod seems to always have something. If it's, again, another one of those dungeons that if it's a pendant, you might as well just go to Pod because there's going to be something there. And if it's a crystal, then
you ain't getting nothing.
Okay, Fred back into Link to the Past where he's most comfortable. Gonna go ahead and activate that flute.
Okay, where'd the lamp come from?
I thought they got the lamp while I was out with my own internet issues.
Blind. Okay, thanks.
Okay, Blind had the lamp. Okay. And Fred still has to do Croc because he doesn't. Well, I guess I should wait till he menus, since he might have done Croc while he was having his internet issues. And he's gonna go ahead into the Mire area. Let's see if he turns into a bunny. He does. He has not done Croc. Has not gotten that Moon Pearl. That's unfortunate. Oh, and it's Quake for Mire.
And that murder dactyl is just unrelenting.
Okay, Fred sees some regular missiles. Probably just gonna scout this area out and not finish the fight unless there's something good here. Okay, maybe he is gonna do the fight. This is where I would just check the items, and if they're trash, I would just reset.
Exactly. Because forget this fight with Charge Wave.
Oh, this is a terrible fight. And
yeah, and he
only
needs to take his missiles and take them down below 32, so GT won't do that attack he just did.
Yeah, less of a big deal if he's committed to just using Charge Beam and not firing off missiles and trying to farm the little eggs. Looks like that is what he's doing. It is a very slow fight that way, unfortunately. Well, I still don't think we've seen anything in Pod on Total side, but he will be able to finish this dungeon. It is a crystal, so that is definitely progress for him.
Yes, Duck talking about one of the things in major glitches. Give them time, Duck. They'll put it in there. But not auto tracking, because it might show you an item in a dark room, and that's just too out of bounds.
Well, rumor
Did I
has it
say
Link to
that
the
out
Past.
loud?
Yeah, you
Yeah, I
did.
did. Okay.
Rumor has it the next version of Link to the Past is going to get rid of those darkroom issues, so that might all change. But don't know if Total's working on that.
Translation: the next issue, your tracker's not going to work right. Nah, I'm joking. They put a lot of work into these things. And, you know, it's real easy to sit on the sidelines and complain about what you do or don't have or what it can and can't do. But I'm happy. I got real appreciation for these guys to spend all this time for free.
Yep.
To do all this.
Yep, absolutely.
You know, my choice would be to learn how to code and do it myself or shut up. So I will shut up about it.
So the one thing I didn't like about, so Fred did manage to finish the fight, did not ever check what was on the space jump locked item. Now, granted, it was probably nothing, but that's the kind of knowledge you really want to have.
Yeah, that to me, that's one of the whole points of going in there.
Yep.
Total, meanwhile, has picked up another crystal.
Okay, then maybe Ice Palace next? Yeah, I think you do Ice next, especially since assuming he knows the Icebreaker, the Ice Palace full clear just isn't as bad as it used to be. And it looks like Fred's gonna head over to Desert.
Icebreaker for me is one of those things like Alcatraz. I just randomly lose it for a while and can't get it back.
And it looks like that is where he's heading.
Yeah, I totally agree with Total's choices here. He's going ahead and knocking out all the Link to the Past he can. He knows that Fred is not comfortable in Super Metroid, so he's counting on knocking out everything in Link to the Past that he can, and then jumping in Super Metroid. And he's figuring his execution will be a little better than Fred's in Super Metroid, and he's probably right about that. To be fair about it. It's one of the things that when you're in these races, when you're thinking about who you're up, speed booster, space.
That's space jump. That's a nice find. If Fred had gotten that earlier, that would have been a really nice find. I often like to sequence break that particular location because it's so out of the way of anything. So I'll often just do it with the fake flippering right away at the very beginning. In this case, would have netted me a space jump out of logic, which would have been really nice. Fred can't get it without fake flippers right now because he doesn't have regular flippers, I don't believe. Unless he picked it up while he was having his internet issues.
And it looks like Total is going to go ahead to Waterfall of Wishing. We know there's nothing back there at Zora for him.
Yeah, he did that with... Fred having done that with the water walk.
And now we know that there's nothing in Waterfall of Wishing for him.
Okay, Fred's gonna go ahead and finish the land mollusk. He really needs this to be a mirror, either here or at the green pendant turret to really have a good shot at this. Unfortunately, just an E-tank, but he will get the green pendant turning.
Now, what Fred really needs right now is for like mirror to be on that green pendant.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, he's probably gonna turn that in right away. And then hopefully he thinks to go over to Crocomar, because he's running out of things he can do in Link to the Past without a Moon Pearl. Okay, Total gonna take that space jump. It looks like he's gonna check the criteria power bombs. And that mirror, we have so much of Super Metroid that we still haven't seen. We don't know I don't know how much of Meridia Fred got to. We haven't seen any of the wreck ship. Total showing us criteria power bombs is nothing. So where that where that mirror is. I mean, it could be anywhere in Super Metroid.
I'm going to call it wreck ship.
Looks like that's where he's headed.
Full beams, yeah. The only risk he runs is that of mirror being at wreck ship reserve and speed booster not being here.
Yep.
And that is such a small probability.
Yeah, we could watch a little bit, you know, to the question about what Fred has done. We know he's killed Kraid. I doubt he's done Dragon or Phantoon. We could be wrong about that. As far as Link to the Past, we can check the menus. If he's got a crystal, then that would mean Hera, but he doesn't have the items for Hera right now. So he shouldn't have that. He might have finished Eastern.
Fred really needs to go down to Crocomire.
Really, yeah, that's absolutely what he needs to do.
Because that's what he's doing right now. He's doing all these one-offs. He's hunting for Moon Pearl. Because he wants to go back into Link to the Past, I promise.
Yeah, and he's trying to do this bomb jump here, but you can just wall jump off those little cliff faces. You don't need to do a bomb jump here. Okay, total into the Phantoon fight. No, Fred is not going to forfeit unless he sees a finish. He might forfeit if he sees the finish by total, but he's not going to forfeit before that. Meanwhile, it's a really safe Phantoon fight. All these missiles, both suits, full beam combination with the X-ray and the ability to do the so-called microwave strat if he wants to. For the microwave with Phantoon, you do have to at least hit him with the missile once before you can apply it. And now you see Total does apply it. I do almost wonder if Fred forgets about that wave beam putting Croc in logic. I know when I play a normal mode seed, if I get wave beam in Varia, I want to get to Croc as soon as I can.
Yep.
There you go. There he gets the wall jump. He is going to have to bomb jump this last bit. But... I mean, I've even seen Morph Ball. You get wave Varia and like high jump boots, and then you see Morph Ball sitting there on Croc.
Yeah, that's always lovely.
This item that Fred is going for, you need bombs, space jump, or speed booster. And he's got the bombs to do it, so that's what he's trying to do. Unfortunately, it's not going to get him anything. And so far, Total getting a heart container in the wreck ship. Oh, and Fred almost got to the top.
That is really frustrating.
Oh, for sure. I would say the same thing so the question about criteria power is the same answer. Because you can, since they're not a required item, you can use any of those items to get there eventually. And of course, they're also power bomb lock, so. So unfortunately, you can't do a early power bomb pickup by bomb jumping up here and breaking the door. Oh, okay. Well, that's interesting. That says Fred has been to the wreck ship, because we know Fred has screw attack, and screw attack is behind Phantoon. So Fred has Phantoon dead.
Well, that means that Mirror probably is not here.
That's exactly what that means.
Fred got the wrecked ship? Oh, he probably gravity jump.
Yeah, you can gravity jump. You can actually do wall jumps with the I don't know how. I think they're kind of difficult, but you can actually do wall jumps, I believe, if you have gravity suit. Oh, Fred, please. He gets so close and then he loses the bomb jump right at the top. That's rough. That's really rough.
And space jump and screw attack just making the attic a walk in the park. I
Oh,
love
for
having
sure.
that coming through.
Space jump combined with screw attack just makes so much easy in this game.
Let's not even talk about lower Norfair.
Yeah. Okay, just a reserve tank. So Total's not gonna grab that. Oh, Fred, no! You were there! The worst part about this on Fred's side is we know it's nothing. And in the time he's taken to do this, he could have probably killed Croc several times over.
Yeah, it's not like with Flute where, he's got a guaranteed.
Yep, exactly. Total gonna go ahead and check the reserve tank item from the back here. I find if I don't at least have Spring Ball, I actually like to check it from below.
Yeah.
Trying to do those bomb jumps in the midair morph's just a pain in the
Because
butt.
it doesn't change the outcome.
Nope. Fortunately, nothing there, so we don't have to come back with Speed Booster. Because who knows where that Speed Booster is. And more power bombs in the sky missiles. Nice to have that space jump to get those.
So it's looking like the wrecked ship is going to be kind of a dud.
Yeah.
Like it suspiciously is 99% of the time, guy who wrote this. He's going to watch this back and then my inbox is going to blow up. But
better you than me.
well, I'd point out, well, I guess if you know that from the menu, because I'd point out that our tracker did not see Fred do any wrecked ship any more than we did. So.
Exactly. So, he's catching up just like the rest of us are. Okay, just missiles there in the missile location, the vanilla missiles. And one last item.
Yeah, agreeing with Chad. It can be. It's funny how emotionally invested you can get into this, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Okay, come on, just a little bit further. You got this. No. Okay, now.
Yeah, I do give it to Fred. He doesn't give up, and let's remember, this is the guy that handed Total his first loss.
Yep. Fred, so, one of the best Link to the Past players that we have in here. Unfortunately, a lot of this game has been Super Metroid. The seed has been, I don't know if I'd say Super Metroid heavy, but that croc play, and then just not great movement items. Just have played against him.
Well, no, that's the thing. If he just go down to Croc,
I know. Okay.
He would find a lot of what he needs in Link
sure
to the
would.
Past.
Yep. He just go to Croc, get that Moon Pearl, and then he'll be able to go play in his playground and do some Link to the Past.
And GG to Fred, he made it. Email him a gift card for a bottle of scotch or something, because when he saw what he just spent all that time getting, he was not happy.
No, and I wouldn't be happy either. I hope that incentivizes him to go over to the Crocomire. Total gonna buy a potion. Probably thinking in terms of the Ice Palace play. He's only got a Master Sword, so getting that extra safety. I personally would have bought a blue bottle, but without the flute, not so on the way to get to the potion shop. So I don't blame him for going with the red one instead.
Well, I mean, yeah, he's got Master Sword, but he has Bombos. He has half magic. He has Fire Rod. Oh, he doesn't have powder, does he?
No. And that's why the Fire Rod in particular, if you had if you get a bottle of blue, then you can reset or fill your magic up too when you use that potion in Cold Stare and have those Fire Rod shots available. Fire Rod Cold Stare is kind of fun actually.
Well, I mean, with the bombos, you get all those little small pots right before you go in there. You go in there full. You use the bombos to break the shell. You've got enough Fire Rod shots if you can spin / Cold Stare into that corner.
Yep.
You can finish him all pretty quick.
Okay, Fred remembers there's a sword here, so glad he came back for this one. Unfortunately, Fred doesn't know that there's a drop down, some crumble blocks to the right there, or sorry, to the left. Instead, uses a power bomb. Of course, he's got 30 of them, so at this point, not really a huge loss.
Okay, so Total going up to flip that switch. I'm looking for him to do Icebreaker here.
Yep, he's doing Icebreaker. Now, I personally will not flip the switch if I'm full clearing this. The punishment for flipping the switch being if you find out there's not an item in Iced Tea, you will have to make sure you pick up the big key and the small key. The reward is, though, if you do have to go over to Iced Tea, you don't have to go all the way. You don't have to fall through the hole, come all the way back up. So,
Total, you have to look left, buddy.
There you got it. There he's got it. First item is a missile. And it looks like Fred's gonna head back into Super Metroid, maybe try and do lower Norfair. For him,
wow.
Don't love his loadout for this. I wonder if he remembers Croc.
He's got a bomb jump up this.
He's got the bomb jump up this again, and he's not shown. He's shown that he struggles with these bomb jumps. Certainly doable. We'll see when he gets to worst room in the game whether he does the bomb jumps or does the wall jump.
He doesn't have high jump boots.
He doesn't. No, he will have to bomb jump. You are absolutely right.
He doesn't even have spring ball. That spring ball jump is even easier than. Oh wow! And I hate it for Fred because it seems like it always goes wrong for him right there where he needs to be. Just
maybe he's just gets nervous when he gets to that point. I'm not sure. That is a rough situation. Okay, so another missile pack for Total in Ice Palace. Gets a small key in the big chest. Don't know if he's gotten all the items or not. But now if he wants, let's see if he goes straight into Cold Stare, if he backtracks up to the Iced Tea room. So this is what I'm talking about. Now he has to go to the Iced Tea room, he has to fall down and go all the way up and around. Now, if you're go moding this dungeon, you absolutely flip the switch because you don't want to have to worry about finding the big key. Ooh, and he's down to 1.5 hearts, so he's going to have to be careful here. Thank goodness he does have that blue mail, but now he can't take another hit. Gonna go ahead and pop that red potion. Okay, I like that Fred took care of the Space Pirates before heading up. He's gonna now use his power bomb. Yeah, this wall jump, yeah, the best in the world at this game struggle with that wall jump, so yeah, definitely want to switch the bombs. And unfortunately, Ice-T ends up being the map. So Total's gonna backtrack and just fall
You
to the
know
other
it's
side.
gonna be that, but you go get it anyway.
Yeah, it's that 50-50 chance that if you choose to skip it, then it's gonna be the item. You'll get the map on Cold Stare. And if you choose to not skip it, then it's gonna be the map, and the item will be on Cold Stare.
Total having fun with hookshot there. Yes, there are 3 in Ice Palace. They've all been found. Okay.
Okay, now when Fred goes into this room, I really hope he knows not to use power bombs here. Okay, he's using regular bombs. Because if you use power bombs and get rid of the shot blocks there, oh, it's, no, what do you do? See, now they're gone, and those are crumble blocks. He is not going to be able to get back up there
No.
with his item set. This is not going to work. He's going to fall right down. He'll have to do worst room in the game all over again. Now, it's doable. Maybe. Yeah, he's going to have to go through worst room in the game again. That's really rough. Yeah, using that bomb boost. Just like you said. Half magic. He barely uses any magic. If you can manage to get him in that corner, he's going to switch to the hammer.
Yeah, there's also a strat you can do where if you stand right up against the ceiling there, as long as those fallen snowball things will not break into force. As long as one doesn't fall directly on you, you'll take no damage from them. And you can just hammer Cold Stare from the top as he comes up.
Okay, using the cape, I still think the fire rod would have been a better choice, but the cape is a nice safety, so this will work out. 4
fire rod shots per eye puff is all it takes.
Yep. Now, a lot of times you can get a bunch of shots right in a row on those puffs. And it's just the compass, so he must have gotten the 3 items earlier. So miscounting his items.
Well, our tracker did say all the items had been found.
Yeah,
so.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, and to be fair, Ice Palace to me is one of the hardest dungeons to keep track of those items because you've got the 2 keys and there's 3 regular items. So I've done exactly what Total's done before, where I go check Iced Tea and I find out, oh wait, nope. And then I get to Cold Stare, I find out, oh wait, nope, I did get all 3 items, but you know, it was something stupid like arrows, and it just leaves your brain immediately because it's not a useful item.
And welcome in SpeedGaming 3. You're joining us, race in progress. fcoughlin versus Total in the Group O elimination match to see who goes on the bracket.
Okay, now this room's gonna be tricky too, because without a high jump boots, he's gonna have to do a wall jump right there. Okay, now he's good, because okay, I spoke too soon. He's still okay if he can get up here quick enough. There we go. Okay, just stay ahead of the acid. And some red mail on sick. Did we not? I guess Fred probably got blue mail on the sick kid, because I'm pretty certain we've seen that before. But now Total with red mail. A lot of extra safety for him. Yeah, I'd like to see Fred go ahead and save here.
Yes.
Okay, and where are you going to go now, Total? You've got Turtle Rock, you've got Swamp that you can't do. Oh, looks like maybe going for the purple chest.
And Hammer Peas hasn't done Hammer Pigs yet.
Right.
He hasn't done the frog yet.
No, he did the frog. He didn't
Well,
have...
we may be looking at the meme mirror in purple chest, which is just mean.
That's a terrible one. But a tempered sword's a nice consolation prize. He'll take that. I mean, I'm of the school of give me a tempered sword before giving me silvers. You know, I'd rather do tempered sword silverless than do master sword with silvers.
Exact same. Exact same.
Ooh, and a bug net for Fred. He doesn't want that.
Yeah, that's right, Nobly. That is exactly what happened in RC. I hope it don't happen in RC tonight.
All right, we're gonna get the Turtle Rock play, it looks like.
Well, yeah, that makes the most sense from Total's perspective. Again, He's shown that he is making the A Link to the Past dungeons a priority. I agree with that.
I like that
So,
choice as well.
and
I
they've
mean,
been he's been mirror for Go for like 45 minutes
yeah,
or so
he's
now.
been looking. Yeah, he's been looking for that mirror for a while. And like I
And
said,
there's
the
no
nice,
downside to doing Turtle Rock because he
Yeah.
knows it can't be in Mimic Cave.
Yeah, so there's 5 items here. He's got to do it anyway. Turtle Rock is a terrible go mode dungeon. If the key layout is what it could be, I mean, the key layout could be such that you actually don't save any time by go moding it. The mirror go mode is really nice in the sense for him that not only does he not have to check all those mirror one-offs, he doesn't have to worry about Mimic Cave as he goes into Turtle Rock. He knows he'll be able to just go mode Swamp, which is one of the best go mode dungeons in the game. Actually, I'll call it the best go mode dungeon in the game compared to a full clear. Now that it used to be that it was, is it Ice Palace? Is it Swamp? Which one's the better go mode dungeon? With the Icebreaker making a full clear a lot less painful, it's definitely Swamp. Okay, Fred into his Ridley fight. Has the supers basically to finish this off. Actually, we'll have to supplement with missiles and/or the charge beam. I don't think he has plasma yet, so he's probably going to want to supplement with missiles, and we'll want to fire 6 missiles for the one super he doesn't have, and 6 more missiles for every super he misses.
And if Mirror is in here, this is a setup for a beautiful time for Total, because then all he'll need to do is go mode Swamp. He can go in the back way and kill Dragon. And Ridley, I mean, it sets him up for a nice sub-3 time on this season.
Yep. There's a spring ball. Now, if Mirror's not in here, I don't know about you, but I would go do Lower Norfair first, because it's so much more linear than Meridia is. And then Meridia would be the last. Do the backdoor Meridia into the front until you find Mirror. Try to think if there are any more. And I guess the other option is Pendant Dungeons. So that'd probably be my last thing to do.
Pendant Dungeons are always going to be their last option.
Yep.
What are our pendants? We've got Mire,
Desert, and Eastern.
Well, we already know that Desert is nothing.
We already know Desert and Eastern is nothing. I don't know that Total knows that. So that
Well, I'm saying there's only 2 items in Mire. Desert, they've already dipped. Total has already partially dipped Desert.
Yep, he has.
I'm thinking, the Super Metroid place. But, of course, he's going to go where he needs to kill a boss anyway.
Right. So yeah, my first thing would be to clear Lower Norfair because it's super linear. And then I would go into Meridia from the back, kill Dragon, and then do the Meridia checks. We know that it can't be isn't in Eastern and Desert because we've seen Fred in both those areas. I don't think Total's done Eastern. He has dipped into Desert. So that would leave Mire as the other possibility. And if I'm choosing Pendant Dungeons, and this has burnt me several times in the past, so take it for what it's worth. I tend to do the ones that are further along the logic, with the idea that, well, it gave me all these things to get into. Insert Pendant Dungeon name here, so I'm going to do it. Which is why I always last location things in Pendant Thieves Town.
Now, if Total is doing Lower Norfair and does not come up with the Mirror, I would see, because he does not yet have the flute, I would see dipping back out and catching Mire while he's there.
Yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense too.
Have we seen a ped check from either one of these guys?
Nope.
Oh.
Yeah, it could be there. Yeah. So far, we haven't seen anything in Turtle Rock, but a lot of the Turtle Rock items will congregate down in Laser Bridge.
Oh,
Crystals.
and the crystal roller playing blockade.
Yeah, that's a tough room.
Seeing this demonstrating here, the key layout, go mode in this dungeon would have saved you no time, except mainly a couple of checks on Laser Bridge.
Yep. Looks like Total's gonna take the safety door. With only 4 hearts, I can't say that I blame him at all. I don't think he got another potion for this one.
Yeah, no, I can actually see him death warping after he checks Laser Bridge.
Oh, for sure. And Turtle Rock being one of those dungeons where you really miss that powder. Oh, and unfortunately the very last one is the key. We just got to pick this up. Oh, wait. No, he already got the key. He got the key over at the roller room.
Wow, what a bunch of trash on Laser Bridge.
That was a very trashed Laser Bridge. And a lot of trash coming out of Lower Norfair. Fred gonna be careful here and just shoot the key hunters. You'd be better off just screw attacking them, but with only 48 damage, if he misses, that's gonna happen.
Oh, he doesn't want to stand all the way. Oh, you don't want to stand all the way left because that will invite that key hunter to do what he just did.
Yeah, and with that wave
drop
beam,
a leg drop on your head.
Yeah, with that wave beam, you don't have to be that directly under there. It looks like he did save after Ridley, so at least he doesn't have to redo the Ridley fight. So good choice there.
And maybe coming out of here, he will use that wave beam and go get his Moon Pearl, which, you know, he's got to be knowing at 205, no Moon Pearl. He's got to know he's behind.
Okay, Total done with the first head here. Another place where not having at least... This is where having the Tempered Sword is nice. Like, trying to do this with Master Sword, definitely prefer to use the Tempered.
I strongly suggest using Hammer instead.
Yeah.
Because you're going to have it. You have to have it to get in here. So.
That's right. Okay, Trinex is down. And I think we have a compass left here, maybe a map, one of those two. So not going to be an item. Yep, the compass. Okay. Fred using the screw attack. Yeah, the problem, the difficult thing. Oh no! So what's hard about the screw attack, especially when you don't have the high jump boots. When you wall jump, you lose the screw attack frames, and if you get hit during that animation, you will take damage. And I believe that's what happened there.
Yeah, what you have to do, and the way to do that is. You don't wall jump at the peak of your jump up. You wall jump up against the wall right there at the bottom corner of that other wall and go ahead and do your wall jump. Then by the time you get up to where this key hunter actually is, that animation is done and you're back into screw attack animation.
Yeah.
That can really keep you from getting nailed there. The only way that'll backfire is if he drops down just as you do that.
Yep. Now, one thing, unfortunately, Fred didn't think of this ahead of time. This is a situation with this kind of low health coming out of Ridley. It's not a bad idea to farm some super missiles so that you can do a crystal flash, should you need it. And 175 is pretty decent help for getting out of here, but it's still giving him trouble. And if he had those extra 4 supers, then he could have just done a crystal flash. Then if he got hit by the key hunters, it wouldn't have mattered. There we go. Got 2 of them. Just got to get the last one. There we go. Okay, now we're good to go and get out, and let's hope he goes over to Crocomire next. Meanwhile, Total has done pretty much everything he can to Link to the Past. He is going to head down into Lower Norfair. Unfortunately, we now know we know the mirror is not there. Total will have a much easier lower Norfair. 10 E-tanks, space jump, high jump, screw attack, both suits, full beam combo. This is the kind of lower Norfair. It's like doing hundo when you have all the items. Lower Norfair, I often talk about. This is my favorite part of the game because sometimes you have this setup with the Total has, which is really nice, and just fly through. But it's kind of fun too when you have the lesser setup, something more like what Fred has, and you have to be
Please tell me
a little more
Fred is
creative.
just going to check that lava missile item.
Let's hope.
No, he is going on. Oh no.
Oh, Fred. He's forgotten Crocomire. I just can't think of what else he has to check. And Total is going to take this from the vanilla way and see what that item is, what that missile pack is.
Well, yeah. I mean, because with full beams, even if he does have to fight GT, it's a 9-shot fight.
Yeah, it doesn't take long. And you can actually leave. Like, if this were the mirror, he could actually go through that door and just leave. And not even bother with GT.
Ain't there, buddy?
And you see him crouching so that when Golden Chorizo jumps up, you can get a double shot in. This won't take long with the full beam combo, though. Okay, I think Fred maybe might have some Meridia checks that he hasn't. I know he's done some of Meridia. I don't know how much of it he has.
I think he went as far as Mama Turtle, and that was it.
Yeah, we know he's gotten to Mama Turtle because he got that flute there. Okay, Total sees the Quake medallion. Nothing in the Mire Shed.
Yeah, it would have been really evil if Mirror was here because Fred was here and didn't have the moon pearl.
Yep. He could have done a Super Bunny strat into the Mire Shed, but I think that takes us. It's without the mirror. That's a deboost thing you have to do. I don't know. It's probably something he can do, but definitely not something he wants to have to deal with. And it looks like Total is going to go into Mire.
This makes sense.
It does.
He doesn't have flute. As far as he knows, this is his only access to Mire.
Which, from his point of view, means that if he wants to come back here, he'd have to go back to Norfair, go all the way back through the lava dive area.
And yeah, but think it's possible he doesn't have to pull clear Mire. He just needs to find the 2 items here. He thinks, as far as we know.
Yeah, that's the one thing we talked about PED before. I would have liked to have seen a PED check before this, so that you know, like if you know that the item on PED is crap, and it almost certainly is, then you don't even have to, it's not even in the back of your mind. Do I kill Vidi for dependent? You don't have to think about it. If you find the 2 items, you just leave.
The key word in that statement being almost. It almost certainly is. Wouldn't it be tasty if it was?
Well, that would be your troll seed that you wanted for him. So.
Yeah, it would.
And Fred trying to do a gravity jump here. So the choice is bomb jump. So if he knows how to do the gravity jump, this is a better choice. What he wants to do is he wants to pause and then jump as late as he possibly can and go ahead and turn that gravity off.
It'll help him to squat too.
Yeah, it'll give him a little bit of extra distance. Yeah, that'll work.
Relish in what? Do you think I'm actually wishing that just because Total made this, that he gets a troll seed? You would be absolutely correct. Yes, crouching makes you jump higher.
Okay, he's got both gravity jumps, so we're good. Yeah, Meridia is an area where you really miss those high jumps if you don't have them. Okay, we're going to see the cutscene chest, it looks like.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty old. I remember when the Dead Sea was, you know, still on life support. So my birthstone is lava. I've been around for a while. Well, neither runner has speed booster, but yes, mirror at Aqueduct would be kind of trolly.
Yeah, Total might be able to snail clip that. I doubt Fred would be able to do that.
So Total has found one. I saw him find the E-tank. There's one of the items.
No, with only 2 hearts, a death warp would be really easy here, so I'm gonna guess he's still looking. I missed one of the chests.
Well, if the mirror is in Aqueduct, then it is logically required for this. Words are hard.
Yeah, speed booster absolutely could be in GT. Here's the big key. So we're down to item in big chest and item on Vidi, looks like.
Or at Criteria Supers. I don't think either of them have checked Criteria Supers.
No. They have not checked that. Obviously, if they had checked it, they couldn't get it. We're going to see some sand pits on Fred's side. We see bombs. And we see a piece of heart. And right now I'm really glad that he doesn't have grapple, because trying to get to Shack Tool with grapple beam and no high jump boost or space jump is actually, in my opinion, much more difficult than trying to ice clip there. So he's not.
But they have more crawl bombs, so they have another choice.
Yeah, that's also a really difficult way. That is not an easy way to do it either. But it is
Believe it or
doable.
not, I've learned it recently, Tracy.
I've done it. I've done it too.
And if you watch Cross Products video about how to do the timing on it, there's a really good visual cue. As long as you've got like 2 or 3 tries at it, you'll pretty much get it.
I'd still would ice clip first. But yeah.
No.
Okay, nothing in the left sand pit. Okay, Dragon not in logic for Fred. He'd have to do an ice clip on the Metroid to get over there. If he knows that trick, he could just go ahead and do it. Hopefully this will instead set him back to Crocomire.
Yes, Croc is Moon Pearl. Which is, yeah, Total found it pretty early, which is why he's like 6 crystals ahead, right? Total using those cape dash strats with a tempered sword. I love that. And it looks like Fred may be making the Croc play here.
All right, this is good. And Myers not the answer. And Total may go ahead and finish up Desert while he's here. No, he can't. He doesn't have mirror. Strike that.
No, he'll have to come back with the book. But Meyer not the answer unless it's part of the answer.
Yep, unless it's Ped.
The cool thing for Fred is he's not going to have to bomb jump to get that Moon Pearl.
Nope. Okay, now total gonna, like we said, gonna have a very easy lower Norfair.
Yeah, this is a cakewalk. He's got what, 11 E-tanks?
Plus reserves, 50 supers, full beam combination. Both suits, space jump, screw attack.
Yeah, this is like the vanilla game. You are so overpowered when you get here. When you kill GT and get that screw attack, you're basically indestructible. And yes, indeed, Fred is making the croc play. Good for him.
Yeah,
he's
it's not
gonna
gonna.
want to make sure he's got enough ammo and energy now.
He's got a charge beam. He should be fine.
Oh, that's right. He does have his charge beam.
And does take the refill.
Total, meanwhile, is just sweeping right through Wasteland. That charge full beam making pretty quick work of the ninja pirates there.
Yeah, it's nice to have the full beam combo. There does 2 shots, and if you do it right, you can shoot it while the space pirate's walking away from you. You can actually double hit them. Total not even gonna farm up with this ammo and this energy. No reason to. Looks like he's gonna go ahead and use the beam, which will be 20 shots. A little bit faster to use supers, but you know, you got the full beam combo. Total veteran of Super Metroid knows how to do this fight. It's gonna do it with the beams. It also means you don't have to worry about farming supers later, so that's also a good thing. And Croc not playing nice for Fred.
Yeah, we had a situation in the race last night where one of our runners, Croc, did not play nice, and one of our runners actually ran out of ammo and wound up having to reset and lost all of his upper Norfair progression.
That's rough.
The race.
It is, and I know you've experienced this firsthand when you don't have charge beam and you run out of ammo. It is still possible to finish the fight because you do have the ability to farm Croc, but you know that's a back and forth battle that can take a really long time.
Yeah, you can do it as long as you don't get desperate and say, "Hey, let me see what power bombing him will do."
That's not going to do anything good.
Spoiler alert, that's not a good idea. Now, Fred, of course, going to go ahead and check the rest of the stuff here in the Croc area, which means he's got some bomb jumping to do. He doesn't know that he can just bail.
Well, I'm glad he's at least doing the save here, so he doesn't have to just reset when he finds nothing there.
Although, if I were him at this point, I got to be honest with you, he knows he's behind. I would really consider grabbing that. When I found that Moon Pearl, just bailing.
Yeah, especially that puts him back in his comfort game.
Yeah, you're going to see him sweep through some A Link to the Past pretty fast. I hate to say this, but at this point, it might be too little too soon barring some, I can't imagine what the situation would be because Total has a huge lead at this point.
Yep. I mean, that mirror is the only thing he's missing, and there's just not that many more places the Total has to look. So unless it's in a location that Total just completely forgets about and has a hard time getting to, and Fred finds it, then I just don't see Fred being able to catch up here, which is unfortunate because, you know, Fred's gone through a lot here.
He has. He really has.
This has been a really rough one for him. But in the end, I have to say, just in general with SMZ3, the best players really tend to be the ones of the rando overall, tend to be the ones that are really well-rounded in both games. So Total definitely fits that category. We do have a lot of players that are, you know, Super Metroid first, and less good at Link to the Past. And then we have the players like Fred who are Link to the Past first and really good at Link to the Past, but not as good as Super Metroid. And being able to just do well in both games, just really, you know, the Totals, the Maniacals, the Astros of the world that have huge amounts of experience in both games, just really do the best in the end. Don't have to rely on it being a heavy seed on the game they're good at. It just doesn't matter.
We've already seen Shovel, haven't we?
Yeah, I believe. Yeah, we've seen the Shovel spot.
That's too bad. Best case scenario: Shovel on pad. To mushroom.
Been there. Yeah, been there, done
to
that.
Speed booster. Yeah, Shovel spot was power bombs, I think.
Okay, Fred getting his Moon Pro looks like hopefully he does head straight back into Link to the Past, spends a whole lot of time there. Okay, Total gonna blow up the tube and head into Meridia.
Because of what's left, you know.
That's it. I mean, other than well, so okay. So let's think about what do we have left. We've seen large portions of Meridia on Fred's side. We have not seen Shack Tool. Total would have no trouble getting that. He's got space jump, high jump, grapple, everything he needs for it. We have not seen the item behind Bot Wound because Fred did not go that far because either doesn't know how to or doesn't or is unable or just doesn't want to do the ice clip. In either way, it's not in logic, so I don't blame him for skipping it. So that's the Dragon item, the Bot Wound item, the so-called precious missiles in the previous room to Dragon, so-called that because of a typo. And of course Plasma Beam itself. So that's those items. Total gonna pick up that flute. We have Ped, because we've seen all of Desert on Fred's side, and we've seen all of Eastern on Fred's side, and we've seen all of Meyer on Total side.
Well, also,
what have I missed? We have not seen Aqueduct. But we don't have Speed Booster, so I'm kind of discounting the Speed Booster locations until we actually see Speed Booster. Now, Total might go ahead and snail clip those. He would know that's in logic, and I'm going to assume that he's not going to put anything in logic that he can't actually do. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. That would be a hell of a play if it turned out to be there, and then who knows where Speed Booster is. So yeah, we are running out of locations. And while Total does these checks in Meridia, Fred gonna finally get to the meat of his Link to the Past run.
And having the boots and the flute, he's gonna start zipping through this pretty quick. But he's got a lot of ground to make.
He really does. It's like he's gonna start with Skull Woods. I think that's a good choice. Hopefully he goes to the back first. because it was nothing in the front.
Oh wait, that's right. We have not seen purple chest, the meme spot for mirror.
Oh.
Total did hammer pegs and bailed.
Yeah, unfortunately, Fred is going to the front first. Yeah, I'm still very okay. Grab the key and left. Okay, go to the back first. I'm definitely of the opinion always go to the back first, especially in this situation for Fred. He needs to cut corners any way he can. Okay, looks like Total's gonna do some save scumming for the sandpit checks. We'll see if he also continues over to Shack Tool.
I wouldn't see him doing that. I would think he would check the sand pits, whichever one. If one of them has something, I still expect him to reset, do the Dragon fight, come down whatever sand pit might have something. We know neither one of them does. Get his Shack Tool check out of the way, and then take the tube up to check plasma if he so desires.
Okay, looks like he is going to check Shack Tool.
Huh. Well, ignore all that I just said. To me, this doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, there are a couple of different ways he could have done this. This way he just gets it over with, doesn't have to worry about it after he's done with Dragon. I personally would have backdoor Dragon and worked my way back to front.
Exactly.
Again, same thing, we were talking about with Skullwoods. Because that way, if, for instance, say the mirror is on Dragon, well, hey, I just killed Dragon, I pick up mirror, I can go right back out the back door, and I'm done. Of course, we also have the hindsight knowing that we've seen most of the front part of Meridia, so it's very easy for us to say that.
But beyond that, say something else that shows up that you don't have, like Speed Booster. Okay, so you do Meridia back to front, that puts you out right there where you can jump out and go check Waterway.
Yep,
and then go up and check criteria.
Yep, absolutely. Oh, he's gonna reset that sword. That would be a rough one for me. I would really want that sword, and I'd be like, no, tempered is good enough. I'm gonna stick with tempered and not go to the
cold sword. Fight. There's no difference between tempered and buff.
Well, I mean, for me there is, because I'm slow at the first 2 rounds. But yeah, for a good player, there's definitely no difference. And I would wager Total's a little better at Link to the Past than I am.
If you've got Cape or Cane, just whack him a few times, turn that thing on, and
absolutely
and beat his brains out.
No, I would begrudgingly reset that. Fortunately, the left sandpit really easy to reset because absolute crap. 5 arrows and a 5 rupee. Nope, don't want those. Let's see if Total decides to do a snail clip. Looks like he's gonna go for that. And the reason you do this is because if that speed booster turns out to be in that bad location, say, oh, I don't know, PED, then you don't have to worry about getting it. He gets it very quickly, gets a heart container, and a heart container for his trouble, and doesn't even grab the second one. It's actually hard to avoid the first one, so.
Wow, you are... I keep refreshing this, but you're still ahead of me.
Yeah, I don't know. That's just weird.
You say it, and about 2 seconds later, I hear it. I see it. We've done a lot of talk about Total. Fred, meanwhile, is starting his Dark Kakariko Thieves Town.
And Total showing us the microwave of Bot Wound. The other reason to go to the back first, so you can skip this fight. Although with this beam combination and the X-ray scope, it's not a very long fight.
All right, that's not mirror. 3 more places in Meridia for us to look at. And then it gets interesting, guys.
Yes, it does. And our tracker having brought up to us that there is the Pyramid Fairy as well. So that leaves,
yeah.
we got Pyramid Fairy, so that's 2 items, and we've got Ped in Link to the Past.
And purple chest.
And purple chest. So that's we are running out of locations really fast here.
So the Dragon missile item is not mirror.
Not the item we're looking for. You know, you'd think they would have found silvers by now with all the items they've checked, but nope, haven't gotten that either.
Excuse me, Tracy, I'll be right back.
Sure. And Total gonna set up for this microwave. Basically, here you want to. He's gonna crouch here, so that way he'll know when Dragon's dead. The plasma beam piercing Dragon. Every time the uses the X-ray, it'll reset the iframes, and Dragon will take extra damage. The developers never expected you to have plasma beam for this fight, so they didn't guard against that. And a reserve tank. Oof. Okay, we are down to Plasma Beam in Super Metroid and Speed Booster checks. And here's where, if I were Total, I would go ahead and save, so that when Plasma Beam turns out to be nothing, I can reset here and go right back to the portal. It doesn't make a huge difference, though.
Okay, I'm not seeing a mirror in the tracker lit up.
Nope, Dragon had a not mirror. In fact, had a reserve tank.
So a double note. Okay. Yeah, what you're doing with X-ray is X-ray pauses everything except the timer on the enemy's iframes. So while you're holding that X-ray, pausing everything, the iframes run out, and when you let it go, the plasma beam goes on to do more damage. It really adds up.
Yeah, the microwave term was coined, I believe, by Sephi or Antinomy during the Super Metroid tournament Randomizer tournament back in 2017.
Yeah, is he still going by Antinomy? He's had so many names.
Yeah, I call him Sephi still. But his Twitch account is Antinomy, so I should at least shout that name out too. And it is not Plasma. And unfortunately, Total did not save Scum, so he is going to have to kill these space pirates and walk his way out of here.
So,
is it Ped or is it Pyramid Fairy or is it something, or is it Purple Chest, or is there something else that we're forgetting?
well, I mean, there's a couple of items, isn't there, in Eastern that we haven't seen?
No, we saw Fred did Eastern really early. I don't know if he finished it, but he saw all the items.
Okay then. Chat, let's send all our energy to these runners. Total coming back this way so he can take the back portal out into Link to the Past.
Yeah, this is why I would say it would have saved after the Dragon fight. Then you just reset.
Yes, that saves spot. And I mean, there's a complete energy refill right behind it. So you can save full up.
So nice to have Spring Ball going through that room. That room is terrible without it.
Well, I don't, you may know this, I don't know, but when it's rolling at you, if you will jump up and hold down while you're doing,
that's what I do. It still sucks.
Okay, go right.
Much easier with Spring Ball. Okay.
Yeah, but it still doesn't always work. You're right.
Yep. Okay, where are we going? He's going to activate the flute first. Hopefully, I want to see that pet check. Because he hasn't done any of Eastern, and he's not done all of Desert. So if he sees that it is or isn't ped, Like Eastern, the item was not on Armos Knights, so he'll be able to dip out as soon as he gets all the items. Or if he knows it's Ped, he'll just go mode it, not even bother checking any of them once he gets the big key. But first we need to activate the flute. Which technically he doesn't need, but I think it does overall, at this point, still make things a little bit faster to pick it up.
Looks like we're going to see Bumper Cave right now.
Yeah, have we seen that?
No, not right now. He's at Stumpy.
Actually, that might be another one. I don't know if we've seen Bumper Cave. Oh, Total's not going to check Ped. Okay, maybe he's going to do Bumper Cave first. We'll see. Maybe do...
He also hasn't done Purple Chest, remember?
He hasn't done Purple Chest.
Yeah, he's checking Bumper Cave.
Gonna check Bumper Ledge. We have not seen this. This will be a new one for us.
And if it is there, he's gonna wish he'd looked before he did all of that. Nope.
Yeah.
Just power.
Okay. Yeah, that honestly almost would be worse than some of these other ones, because yeah, like you say, if you know it's there, you could, and even if you don't have cape when you see it, you're now looking for cape. And we found cape a while ago. Meanwhile, Fred's gonna give the frog the world tour as he does all his checks. Okay, we're gonna go for the purple chest first, it looks like.
And that's a saving quick because you don't have mirror. Which is why this is such a trolly location for mirror, because you want mirror when you do the whole Smith chain.
So get a flute to 7, that'll get him there a little bit closer. And unfortunately, the purple chest does not go with you if you run, which is really annoying. He does have to walk it over here. And it's just super missiles. Okay.
Oh.
So, Ped and Pyramid Fairy. Okay, where are we gonna flute to? Okay, looks like we're gonna do desert, I think. Yep, we're gonna finish up desert.
Hey,
now,
you know it'd be really cool, Trace?
What?
Mushroom on Ped.
What do you want? You probably want mushroom on Ped, the speed booster in the mushroom.
Why, yes. Yes, I do.
Now, the other one that would, yeah, and we've seen, so that would then leave Criteria Supers and Waterway for the locations. Now, Criteria Supers, you could have scouted out a while ago. Now, if I remember correctly, Land Moles had an E-Tank, and Green Pendant was nothing. I forget what it was, but we did see it.
I wonder if Total has forgotten about the Pyramid Fairy.
Yeah, maybe.
Because I believe I'd have done that.
Oh,
before I did this.
Absolutely. Okay, let's see where Fred heads now.
Well, that's definitely an Ice Palace play.
It is. Now, does it? I see our tracker just mark those slippers, but I think he might have faked. Oh, he does. Okay, I see him on the screen there.
He found them at Stumpy.
Okay, so now here's
something
that's interesting. Now, I still don't think there's enough time for Fred to catch up, but he's also go mode minus mirror at this point because he's done everything in Super Metroid. He's done Ridley. Yeah, he's also just missing that mirror. Unfortunately, he's not going to find it on path.
No, but he's still got to do
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Way
He's
too
still
much.
way behind. Oh, yeah.
And he hasn't killed Dragon yet.
Right. Okay. Total, getting that green pendant. I really hope he checks Ped before he turns us in over at Eastern Palace. So he knows not to full clear Eastern if it's, well, he'll know not to full clear Eastern either way, because either... Nah, he's just gonna go to Eastern. Oh, no, he's doing Pyramid Fairy. Okay. I like
He's
this
gonna
choice.
do Pyramid Fairy. Yeah.
I still would like to see him check Ped, because when he gets, if it's not Pyramid Fairy, Ped would tell him to not finish the dungeon, which we know isn't going to matter because it's not there, or it would tell him to just go finish the dungeon and go mode it.
All right, here it is, folks.
And that big bomb, another thing you don't want to run with. To those in chat that say if checking Ped wastes time, it actually would save him time. If it is Ped, he can just go right through Eastern, find that big key, and go right to the back. He doesn't have to waste time clearing Eastern. And we're going to know in just a second, because I think this is all we have left, is this and Ped.
Well, that powder check is new.
Oh, we just added a location.
I would assume if he goes and checks the powder, I would think he'd do a Ped check.
Yep. On the other hand, I would have checked Ped a long time ago before I even touched a pendant dungeon. Well, Desert being available early, that I would have done, but it's one of those things where before I start dipping into pendant dungeons, if I have a book, I want to know if full clearing is going to matter here, so that if I get all the items, then I don't finish it if I don't have to. Total running into that girl, it's really annoying when that happens. Now, Fred already into his cold stare fight.
And it's not the bat.
300 rupees. Ugh.
Man, that's a shame.
You're enjoying every minute of this, aren't you?
No, no. Total still not checking Ped, which I guess looks like you said. I guess he's just gonna clear Eastern and
he's gonna blind pull it, which is fine. I mean, it isn't a. The sooner you check the pedestal, the more of a difference it makes. Because now we're down to just one dungeon. Whereas, you know, if you check it before you've done any of those pendant dungeons, then if you know it's the item, then you just full clear them. If you know it's not the item, then you full clear, but you don't fight the boss if the boss doesn't have the item. Like Meyer, it wouldn't have saved any time because Meyer Viddy had an item. It was a crap item. I think it was a single rupee, but you still would have had to fight the boss. Fred doing his Meyer shed checks, finding nothing.
Maniacal, I'm not going to make any comment on your statement other than, yeah.
Was there last seed at Ped Seed? Was his last seed at Ped Seed? Did I miss that? Yeah, to answer the question, chat, no, I'm pretty certain we saw all 3 items in Eastern on Fred's side, so that's all we have left is Ped.
So, you know, while I'm dreaming, the mushroom on Ped to speed booster in Witch's Hut dream is still alive. Oh yeah, or speed boost your ped to mushroom in Super Metroid.
That works too.
Back to
So this is interesting what Fred's doing. He knows he's behind, so he's just going ahead and doing some of these pendant dungeons now, knowing that if he can find the mirror, if he can manage to find the mirror in one of these locations, that actually would be like the one way he could actually come back. I mean, it's not going to happen. Total's still going to finish all these pendant dungeons first. But I like that choice from Fred to try and do something to help himself out here.
Oh yeah, definitely. This is the best way to do this for. And trust me, Fred can zip through these dungeons.
Oh, absolutely. Like, I don't think Fred's ever going to do any of the
Fred last
Meridian
location
checks that he
in
did.
Pearl.
Yep, really badly. Okay, I'd forgotten the big key was vanilla here, so it actually wouldn't have saved Total that much time to already know, because he would have gotten that big key last anyway.
And you know, just to point out, Total has been go minus mirror for like an hour and a half now.
Oh, at least. This seed could have been so fast if the mirror were in a nice location. And honestly, they've had that book for a long time. So you know, if he had just checked ped early with that book, if it turns out, assuming that we're not forgetting a location, this could be a very different seed.
And again, we haven't found silvers.
Nope. I mean, those could, of course, be in Ganon's Tower, but this is always my comment when it's a seed this long. When I'm like, you'd think I could at least find, you know, fill in the blank luxury item when I've cleared this many things, you know.
Which honestly, that's the last luxury item because Total knows where Butter's at. He just reset it.
Yep, the Butter Sword's sitting there at Shacktool. Powder, another luxury item he just got. He has the cape.
But we haven't seen Mushroom yet. We need to see.
Have not seen Mushroom yet. Okay, we're gonna get that ped pull, I think.
No. Dark Cross has been checked.
Oh yeah, long time ago.
Alrighty then.
Let's see what we got. Is it Mushroom? Is it Speed Booster? Or is it our mirror? Total getting a little bit lost in Lost Woods, but it's called that for a reason.
Come on, stream.
Actually, I'm almost sad he didn't read it so we could see what some of the text is.
It's
and there
the
it
mirror.
is! It is the mirror!
At 2:52:25, Total is in go mode.
Oh my god.
And probably a state of shock.
Well, at least it's a Go mode Swamp Palace, which is always a wonderful thing.
But again, your point really coming home. Had they done that ped check way long time ago when they got that book, this seed would have been what? How much shorter?
So sub 230 at worst. I mean, because you could just go mode those pendant dungeons once you got everything else that you needed. And they're short, you know. Well, Myers are kind of a long dungeon, depending on where the big key is. But Eastern Desert are relatively short dungeons.
Yeah, and that's another thing chat bringing up. The funny thing is, Total might actually think he's behind at this point.
Oh, for sure. He has no idea where Fred is, and no idea the troubles that Fred has had.
No speed on escape is annoying, but Total has all the other items, and he's
It's
very familiar with it.
Yeah, that's not gonna trip him up at all. It's annoying, in the same way as, you know, worst room in the game is annoying if you don't have the items for it, type thing. And he might run into Speed Booster in GT.
Yep. Could be on Argus. You never know. We know it's not anywhere else.
Because we have seen the entire game. I think at this point, the mushroom spot, because we can't get to it. The Speed Booster locations that we haven't been able to see. There's basically Waterway and Criteria Supers. And everything in Swamp Palace. Yeah, Speed Booster in Left Side Swamp at some point. If it's there, we'll never know. So. All the mirror checks, yep. Could be behind a mirror check, which I guess Swamp is included in that.
Yeah, but like you said, if he had checked ped,
yep,
he could have go-moded every pendant dungeon.
Yep.
He could have go-moded Lower Norfair and Meridia.
And that's what he's thinking right now, because he knows he got that book really early. So, you know, if it were me, I'd be thinking, oh no, my opponent probably checked the pedestal early and probably got this mirror a lot sooner than I did. To answer the question in chat, yes, speed can absolutely be in GT, so long as there's nothing of progression behind it. And in this case, there was nothing of progression behind it. It also requires that you have the ability to get to the backdoor Meridia to kill Dragon, which is usually you're going to have that ability. Speed Booster by itself is not a progression item. And Total showing us how quick a go mode Swamp is. Actually, could be he didn't do the diver down, so he could have been even quicker if he'd done that. But that's fine. At this point, if he's not really comfortable with that strat, I think it just makes more sense to skip it, not waste time on it, and just finish up the dungeon.
Diver down is one of the easiest of the new strats to do, really.
Not a bad one at all.
And Total defeats Argus.
Gets his 7th crystal.
And now, chat, there are 22 chests number 1 to 22. I'm going to assume that Total is headed to GT now.
Yeah, I think so.
Get your guesses in. I'm going to say 13 because nobody else has yet.
I'll go with my usual 4.
Come on, GT Big Key and Waterway. Oh, really? Let's see. Yes, you did. Unfortunately, as part of the commentary staff, I'm going to have to disqualify your pick and ask you to pick again. No, you picked 13.
Yeah, we don't have the bot running for the SMZ3 tournament, but
yeah, I've not. That's okay. That's why I haven't seen it.
Maybe when we get into brackets, I'll hit up Synac and see if we can get that in here.
I tell you what, if we'll both take 13, And if we win, you can keep the prize yourself. How about that?
That works.
I see it on you. Fred doing that Harapot strat. Nice job.
Okay, Total is gonna head to the right first. Gets missiles in number 1. Shuffle in number 2.
Shovel the mushroom, the big G. No,
Yeah,
that's right.
we're not
didn't see the shovel.
I guess, yeah, I thought we had, but I might be confusing it with with another race. Okay, the torch has a 300,
good.
so no, not 3.
Sorry. Or you said tile room, didn't you, boy? All right, so number 4 coming up. That is
Rupees.
the old big 20. 5 is
Bomb
plus
capacity.
5 bomb.
Piece of heart. Small key. Looks like he's going to continue on in this direction.
Yeah, typically if you're going to do Dark Magician strats, you don't start off by going to the Hope room.
I think it's the pink magician if you do mirror out from here.
Pink magician?
20 rubies. Yeah, named after Pink Kitty Rose.
Oh, okay.
Modified the... Although, to be fair, a Dark Magician is technically mirror out of the Stealth Stream, then go full right to the back, which nobody actually does.
No, I've taken to where I actually do that strat.
Oh, you do that sometimes, okay. Most people don't, then, I'd say.
Wesker bullied me into doing that. And it's like 1 for 7 of paying off, right? All right, chest 9 and 10, 8 and 9.
Yep. I think.
So we're going to, oh, he's still here.
We're going to
Stop, Wesker. So 10, 11, 12, and 13 coming up. 10, Spazer. Speed booster. And it's 13!
Hey, you win!
Total actually happy to see that speed booster because now his Super Metroid escape won't suck quite so.
Yeah, and in fact, the fact that he didn't have that speed booster is a big reason why you do GT first. So it is actually a little bit faster to clear Super Metroid first due to some of the way the animations work, the fact that the planet doesn't actually explode, the fact that you can just go out the portal. The reason most runners will do Link to the Past first is in hopes of getting that one last Super Metroid luxury item to make things a little bit better. In this case, Total getting that speed booster. It's a real kick in the teeth if you do Super Metroid first and you pick up an item like speed booster in GT.
I would not expect to see Total save the animals now.
No, he's not gonna, no. Definitely no.
And Fred, I mean, while we've been talking about this, Fred has made up a ton of ground.
Yep, showing just how good he is at Link to the Past.
Unfortunately, it's just going to be too little too soon.
Yep, not gonna be enough.
Too little too late. I need a nap. Murder. Think of all those frames you're not killing.
Well, I'm of the opinion that the animals can get off the planet by themselves, because I played Metroid Fusion.
There by themselves.
Yep, I've played Metroid Fusion. I didn't know that you even could save the animals when I played this game back in the day, or played Super Metroid back in the day. And Fusion came out and worked just fine, so...
Yeah, I know, no, believe me, I know. We're racing soon. Us and about 3 other teams.
A whole lot going on at the 7 o'clock hour.
But we were the first. Hey, y'all need to watch us because we put in for that slot first. Some good races coming up at 7:10. I know Bressingham and Junie is going to be at 7:10. If I wasn't racing Nobly at that time, I'd have put in for commentary then too.
Okay, Total gonna they're gonna powder the bunny beam there. Get a nice refill. Now that does change this fight a little bit because of the way the super tiles work in Link to the Past. The Len moles will start spawning when you're in the previous room. Only really matters if you're gonna do. It matters a little bit more if you're doing silver arrow strats on it. And of course, we don't have silver, so it doesn't really make a difference as much. And if you're only down to a couple 3 hearts, then yeah, just powder the bunny beam.
Wow. Wow, I'm feeling the love. Hey, I didn't write this randomizer.
Yeah, it looks like everybody's wishing for you to have those some of those troll locations.
Trust me, if I did, things like hovering and mimic flipping would be deleted from the game. Maybe, Matt, I'll learn coding and do one if I can live long enough, just to spite you.
See if Total chooses to check anything up here. Probably not. He's gonna because he probably feels really far behind.
Nah, he just needed that key.
Yep, does need the key, but yeah, you could have checked those chests. They could be his silvers. But he just wants to finish.
Yeah, he wants out of this, so I don't blame him. And why are you gonna check that when you didn't check the others, man?
Yeah, I don't know. That one's a bit of, well, he does have the powder to make it a little bit easier.
Well, see, from Total's point of view, once you found the Moon Pearl, this seed was pretty linked to the past heavy. And that's how Fred got him last time. So, yeah, he's feeling some pressure, I'm sure.
Yeah, it is interesting. He did check the one chest that's the hardest to check of those last 4 and decides to skip the other ones. But, you know.
He's perfectly capable of doing
Nah, he's fine.
Silver.
Oh, yeah, he's fine. Silvers are a luck. Silvers are a definite luxury, but definitely not needed. Now, if he was still on Master Sword, that'd be different. But then again, if he was still on Master Sword, he probably picks up that sword at Shack Tool.
Uh-huh. I mean, you're right there. If that's my 3rd sword I'm looking at, I'm picking it up.
Oh, yeah, me too, every time. Okay, finishes up the Agatu fight.
Fred, meanwhile, checking Laser Bridge, finding out there's nothing but waste baskets there.
Yeah, that is about as bad a laser bridge as I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, a desynced agonometry can really go downhill quick.
Yeah, for those of you who are wondering about the butter sword, it was sitting there on Shack Tool, and Total had taken a save in the aqueduct area and found the sword on Shack Tool and reset because it would have taken a lot more time to keep it.
And he already had tempered.
Yeah, he already had tempered at that point.
Oh, buddy, just break out that cape.
Yeah, a little surprised he doesn't. Although he doesn't have any kind of bottles, but he does have half magic, so he should be okay. He doesn't. He may. Yeah, he may just want to conserve that magic for the silverless. Now, were it me, I would have probably bought some blue potions, so I wouldn't even have to think about it. Especially
Yes,
with that
Falcon,
flute.
same.
Yeah, especially with
Tracy and I both agree with you.
Yeah, absolutely. I not even close. I would definitely prefer tempered silverless.
What was the clue?
They were in Ganon's tower. They were in his tower. So it could have been one of those 3 chests he skipped. Now, granted, it also could have been in any number of the other basement chests, so 10 more if you include the big chest.
And
to be
Fred
fair,
has oh, sorry.
Yeah, to be fair, those silvers couldn't be much elsewhere. Could have been behind the speed booster, and they could have been in Swamp Palace, and that was about it.
Or any of the mirror checks.
Yeah, any of the mirror checks as well, yeah.
Yep, get your G's in chat for total. He has defeated the pig. We have bacon, and now he's just got to go deal with Mother Brain.
And he will save and quit and reset. Fred's going to get the disappointment that is the Pyramid Fairy. With full beam combo, no need to refill the ship. 12 E-tanks plus, I think, 3 reserves. Plenty of ammo. This will not take long.
Yeah, that's a good point, chat, because had Fred known, he could have go-moded all of the dungeons that he had not yet done.
Yep. And he could have, again, they had that book really early. They had that book long before Fred was having his issues in Metroid. Would have made it very interesting if he had checked that pet early and Total had gotten into it as a blind pull. I still don't think it would have been enough, but it definitely would have made it interesting.
Same to you, Nobly. Best of luck tonight. Hey, Tracy, I've had a work thing come in. Do you think you could take it from here? Will you get mad if I...
I think we're okay.
Sorry.
We're good.
All right. Thanks, everybody, for listening. Appreciate you. Follow these runners. Follow Tracy. She's a much better commentator than I am. So y'all have a good night, and we'll see you tonight for all the...
No, don't let AG sell himself short. He's one of my favorite commentators, too, so... really happy we finally got to do some commentary together. Okay, Total has everything he needs to do a baby skip here. Let's see if he gets it. Looking good so far. Oh, doesn't quite get it. Gonna go ahead and turn off that Varia suit for a stand-up glitch. Gonna turn off the screw attack for Zeb skip. So, and to the suggestion, yeah, not all runners are going to continue checking for silvers at the top of Ganon's Tower, especially with Tempered Sword. A little weird that Total checked the one chest that he did check, and not the other three, but it's not uncommon, especially since he no doubt feels behind. Now, of course, we know they could have been there, and he now knows they could have been there, but they also could have been in, say, tile room, or in the big chest, so we won't know for sure. And Total gonna go for his Zeb skip here. Has a little bit of trouble with it, but does get through. Has more than enough ammo for this part. Just needs 36 missiles. They'll fire 6 missiles into the glass and then do the rest with supers, so we'll be able to do 10 supers here. Doesn't even have to worry about being sniped. And then it'll just be 20 shots to finish this off. And there's the ketchup. That'll come after Mother Brain has taken more than 75% of her damage, or just over 75%. While damaging himself down to 7 E-tanks so he can do the stand-up glitch. You need at least 7 E-tanks to do that. And damage himself down a little bit more. And then wants to be in the air when the baby Metroid comes in and attaches itself to the Mother Brain. One more time where Total's going to need to make sure he's in the air right when the baby Metroid detaches from Mother Brain. Right when that little puff of smoke comes out. And now he can just start firing charge shots. Now that Mother Brain is that sickly gray color. Okay, Total having a very nice stand-up glitch here. Shouldn't be very many shots left. He's getting one more point. He's gonna have to stop firing for the point where he gets the hyper beam. It's like about 5 or 6 shots finishing up Mother Brain here. And all that'll be left is the escape. All right, Total gonna do this one last Shine Spark. And Total is going to finish this up with an official SRL time of 3:19:37. GG's to Total, finishing this one out. And unfortunately, shortly thereafter, Fred forfeits the race. Can't say that I blame him. This one is a really tough seed for him. Looks like we've already got Total joining us in the chat. Hey, how you doing, Total? GG's.
GG's. Hello.
Okay.
Good one.
So, did you consider checking PED anytime before clearing all those pendant
I just there wasn't just never a good chance to do it without a mirror. And I just figured if it is there, it'll just have to be there, and I'll check everything else first, and it'll be the last place to check.
And you did. You checked everything.
I did check everything. I was just hoping it wouldn't be there, but I mean, at least if it was there, I didn't want to waste time going to check it just to be disappointed and having to go back.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And let's see. I don't know if Fred wants to join us after. So he had some unfortunate encounters with bomb jump. He got to Moon Pro really late. I don't know if he was just putting off the croc check or.
Yeah, I got lucky with the Crocomire. I went to Norfair early, and then I figured I had wave, so I knew Crocomire was in logic, the back door, using the gate. So I figured I might as well do it right now. It doesn't cost time if I want to do it later. I can check all the items with bomb jumping, and so there wasn't anything I would leave behind. And obviously, getting the Moon Pearl there was very lucky.
I'm a big fan of checking Crocomire when that Very Suit and that Wave Beam show up together, and a way to get through. Even if there's no Morph Ball, if there's also a way to get through to Bubble Mountain.
Yeah,
I'm always wanting to go to Crocomire, so definitely.
Yeah, there's usually something required in there, and if you can route it in without losing too much time, it's usually efficient. I wish I would have done Meridia earlier to get the flute, because that would have saved me from doing Mire.
Yep.
Because I only did Mire, and I had to full clear it because I didn't have any. I mean, I had to do it anyway, right? But I didn't know that at the time.
Yep. Yeah, that makes sense, because, I mean, you were in a situation where it's like, well, if I don't do it now, my way back there might be to have to go through the lava dive room again, which
I was hoping to find the 2 items and then peace out right away, but, well, I got lucky that it ended up being required.
Yeah, that's a good point, because, I know it's a single rupee, but, if you'd if you had left early, then you'd have to have gone right back in to do the ped check. So.
Exactly. Otherwise, I think I was happy with the early routing. I ended up being able to clear a lot of Super Metroid checks in one go without having to. I was a bit short on power bombs. I had to farm for a bit, but.
Yeah, you had 10. Fred went into Big Pig with 5. Big Pink is terrible with low power bombs.
That's why I just tried to clear everything in Link to the Past, or as much as possible to at least get 10 power bombs, because it's a nightmare to go in with 5. 10 is okay, but you might have to end up farming a bit. But you can clear all the the whole Brinstar loop at least.
Yep. So just to warn you, if you watch this back, my co-commentator was relishing in the ped seed for you. So.
That's fine. I keep getting ped seeds. I don't know. I think it's a curse. It's a curse I have of creating this. So it just
Yeah, that was his reason, since you created this. And let me personally thank you for creating this. And also, on a side note, it doesn't really have much to this, but also personally thank you for all the help you've had with the Super Metroid Randomizer League, letting us use your server and all that stuff.
yeah, no
Just
problem.
the amount of stuff that you do for the community is just amazing, and just thank you for all of that. But I am going to give you a
I'm
chance now.
happy to help out things and soon there'll be
Yeah, I was going to ask you about. Yeah, I was going to ask you talk about the Key Sanity, because I wasn't real excited about it until I found out you were putting keys in Super Metroid 2.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I mean, there's still some work to be done, but it plays pretty well, and we've got a multi-world to work. There's bugs and things to fix, but yeah, look forward to that coming out in the next few weeks, hopefully, or something.
Yeah, so I've seen some of that base. I've barely even played Key Sanity on Link to the Past, so I'm holding off on trying one. But
Yeah,
they
I'm
look
terrible
really
at
interesting.
Insanity, so it's a nightmare when I play it. So but it's fun.
All right. So, anything else you want to add before we go?
No, I don't think so. Thanks to everyone for watching, and I hope I'll do well next race as well.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Congratulations on making brackets.
Thanks.
Good luck there, and and GG's for this one.
Yeah, GG's.
Okay, so that'll be it for us. Let me take a look at the upcoming schedule. As AG has said several times, there is quite a bit going on tonight. More going on this weekend as well. So AG himself is, of course, playing against Nobly. That'll be at 7:10, among two other races: Edium versus Bacon and June versus Bressingham. Tomorrow we have at 11 a.m. Iris versus Stachio Cat. At 11:10 a.m. At 3:10 we have In the Name of DT versus Relkin. At 10:10 we have N Diaz versus Hypus Dova. And then on Sunday we have at 2:20 Break Jake versus 64-bit Link. And at 8:10 we have Sinus versus Hootie. I do think we still have a few more races to be scheduled, so keep an eye out for those. So that'll be it for me. Hopefully I'll see you all at the next race. Thank you to Ancient Gamer, my co-commentator. Thank you to Razor Flamecon for doing the tracking, keeping us honest, and pushing the buttons behind the scene, doing the hard work, because talking about this game, not hard work. Clicking those buttons may not sound like hard work. I've done it. It's hard work. And I'm not good at it. So that's why we have people like Razor Flame doing it instead. Also, thank you to SpeedGaming, Minded Me, for setting us up, and the whole SpeedGaming family for hosting this tournament. Also, thank you to Rank 1 Global, our sponsor, for putting up a prize pool for the winners and I believe the runner-up of this tournament. And my name is Tracy M, again, for Ancient Gamer, wishing you well and hope to see you tonight.